probably could have made it out on his own if he had figured a monkey brain idea out.
Monkey brain. Speaking
Well,
of
no,
monkey brains,
it was like a whole facility of them. What you got?
I just want to let you guys know I have clicked the live button. We are currently live. So if you're going to trash talk any specific viewer, follower, or subscriber to Tank Media Games, you should not do that now.
What if we really want to?
Then you should go ahead.
All right. Yeah, but I really don't want to, though.
Okay.
So that's
cool.
okay.
That's good news.
But he said most of them were off duty, remember?
Yeah, most of them were on, and then through the bombardment, most of them got crushed.
Yeah. Well, there was very few that were actually on site. All the armed guards were off site because they were lazy or whatever.
True.
In
Either
honor.
way, go ahead, Keith.
I was just pointing at the camera with my cup of LaCroix with black cherry Mio in it, and I was going to say, in honor of Kirsten Strahd tonight, I'm drinking blood. So it wasn't really worth saying. But
I like the addition of Bilby. You got Bobby and Billy that have merged there now. Bilby.
Yeah.
Josh and Bryce read a lot of books.
We do.
They're talking about a particular book.
And Skippy coming back as soon as he did, I feel like it would have been better if he had come back later. Like, everybody could have been like, we did this all without you, and now you come crawling back, rather than just, hey, we really need you, so we have to forgive you, kind of thing. I think it would have had more impact if it showed that they had gotten to a point where they didn't absolutely need Skippy.
Who needs
That is true.
Skippy?
And eventually, I think we're going to get up to that point, but who knows?
Well, if they get to a point where they don't need Skippy, then Skippy's not going to be able to talk to him at all.
No, you haven't been up to date. Skippy is bypassing all of his restrictions.
Hey, I was just about to explain. We were waiting for old Dermon to pop in, but Dermon has popped in.
Hello,
It just
Dermon.
started raining maybe 5 minutes ago, and there's already like 2-inch puddles of water in the yard.
I feel like every time it rains anymore, it's just pretty much a flood.
Yeah.
I drove through this on the way home. It's one of those storms that's just barely creeping along, and it's dumping buckets of rain.
Buckets and buckets, you basketball fans. This rain is just dumping buckets on us.
Hey,
And I had to dump buckets earlier.
You had a poop, Bryce? Is that what you're saying? You had a
No,
little
we had a
poop?
bunch of buckets full of stuff. I had to dump them.
Oh, okay. Darn, I was hoping for a good little poop story.
I did poop. I did a lot of pooping.
Yeah.
still going, in fact.
I'm a bit ashamed of my text the other day, but I'm also not ashamed.
We had chili dogs last night. And
Ooh.
then I got up at 4 a.m. for work, and I was like, man, that chili dog's on its way out, but I got to get to work. I'm going to be late. So then I drove an hour to work,
Oh,
eating to poop.
let it fester.
And then I got there, and I pretty much broke the toilet.
It was your own fault. You was the one sucking on chili dogs. Oh, power out.
Uh-oh.
Power's back. Oh, no, I'm good for like a couple of hours if the power goes out. It's
Okay.
all good.
Good. I was expecting you to say power's out, and then like your voice goes away. Like, all right, everybody, that was D&D stream for tonight.
But we lost Jericho.
Oh yeah, I guess we did lose Jericho. Shoot.
See, everybody thinks I'm crazy. But the old bus, she runs silent, she runs cheap.
It's true. It's true.
It's all good, man. I can lose all power, and I can still sit back and watch TV and play PlayStation and record podcasts and everything I need to do.
That does feel good. Or I imagine that must
man.
feel good. So we did lose Bryce. You're in the pre-show for D&D tonight. It's going to be as we are trying to get ready to record. It will be a bit of an abbreviated session. Hopefully, we'll end about the same time as long as we can keep power. But we'll see.
Welcome to the D&D pregame.
We just roll dice and suck ice. Zenas, how are you doing?
I'm exhausted now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, not bad, man. After last week.
You been slinging brick?
Yeah, Today was the 8th day in a row that I worked. And so we're live-ish, right? Like we got an audience, sort of.
I don't know if anybody's watching, but we are live.
Well, like for those who don't know, if anybody's watching, I work at Lowe's. So, in the lumber department, which is probably the most physically demanding of the departments. And I worked 8 days straight. Not straight, but like, I've not had any days off. Which is, I mean, it's not bad. Like, you know, I've been well rested and stuff. But like, my mind is just like, no more work. And my body's like, hey, why don't you sleep like 10 hours? Bro?
You have day off tomorrow, right?
Yep, I've got tomorrow and Wednesday off.
So you can sleep 10 hours.
True. But coming up, I've got inventory. So as I'm leaving, like 2 or 3 days ago, I got a phone call from one of the assistants. Like, hey, you want to do inventory? You want to be on that team? And I was like, you know me. Like, I'm always down to do whatever for work, especially if it's a job I like and I like Lowe's. So I was like, yeah, of course. I'm always willing to do whatever. And they were like, okay, you're gonna work 4 12-hour days, and you're just gonna count boxes for those full 12 hours. And I was like, okay,
oh
sounds
no!
great.
Oh, that's a lot of boxes to count, boy.
Boxes. But they're gonna provide food, and overtime is approved. So if I want to work from 5:45 in the morning, which is already 5:45 to 5:45, but if I want to work from 5:45 to 10 o'clock at night and get like 20 hours of overtime, I can do that.
That would not be bad.
I'm going to. I would die, but I
right.
could.
But you die a wealthy man.
Wealthy man indeed. But more good news. I got
that was a big one.
Yep, I heard the thunder on that one.
From my supervisor today, department supervisor Corey. He was like, hey, how do you feel? What did he say? He said, he just said, do you want to be a backup delivery driver? And I was like, sure, I'll be a delivery driver. But I told him, like, I'm not licensed. But I looked it up. The average pay for a delivery driver for Lowe's is like $17 an hour, which is more than I make now. Not super great, but it's an improvement.
It's a bump.
So I'm hoping that they would at least give me a little bump in pay if I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, just letting you know, man, my buddy Pat that goes to the conventions with us when we do the art stuff, he is a delivery driver for Lowe's. He just started about the same time you did. He's doing $23 an hour.
Oh.
Do you want to be a driver?
Mm-hmm.
Deliver appliances.
And he shows up at work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you know, he might work till like 5 o'clock some days. Most days he's done by lunch.
Yeah, we've got a guy named Jeff. He's the primary delivery guy for like the lumber side.
Here's me.
He's back.
It's me.
He's in there.
Can Zenas hear me?
He gets there early, probably about like 7, and then he's done.
Didn't
usually
say anything.
Oh.
Yeah, about lunchtime, but he has to stay there
Zenas
until
didn't
3,
say
so he
anything?
just kind of screws around.
Zenas, can you hear Bryce?
No, I cannot hear Brad.
Uh-oh. Alright, looks like we got to do a leave and come back. I'm not sure who needs to, but...
Wait,
I can hear
is
everybody.
Zenas talking?
Well, here, let me leave. I'll come back.
Okay, Zenas could not hear you, Bryce.
Okay. I
Can-
will leave and come back.
Wait, can you hear Josh? Hold on, Bryce. He's leaving. He's leaving.
Yeah,
I can hear everybody.
Josh.
Anybody hear me?
I can hear Josh and Keith.
Okay, so, Zenas is going and come back. Going and come back.
I can hear.
I can hear him.
Can he hear you?
I can hear in color.
I can hear everybody.
Alright.
So what about old Jefe?
I can hear everybody.
He works. Are you talking about Jeff from my job or Jefe as in?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
He works usually from like 7 to about like 3-ish, but for the last like 2 to 3 hours, sometimes he'll just be sitting around at the store because he's done with his deliveries. So.
Oh, hi, Mark. Welcome to the stream. Mark is I believe fully up to date on Curse of Strahd, Dungeon Boys.
You
We've
made it.
been DMing about the show a little bit. Fully up to date on Curse of Strahd. Also has been listened to Curse of the Temple of the Blood Queen, as well as Bryce's one shot. so far. That's the ones
sweet.
I've heard about. So
Josh has a one shot.
yeah, Josh has a one shot.
Right?
I believe Mark's explanation was he didn't want to go back and start at the beginning of season 1 because it's a little bit intimidating, all the episodes, and I fully get that. So I think he might be working his way backward, just going to listen to every episode after the one that precedes it, you know. So he's going to start at the end of season 1 and end up at the beginning. Of course, that's not true. I'm making that up for him, but we do appreciate his listenage. Okay, guys, do we want to go ahead and get started? Hopefully audio is all right.
All right, we could try. How am I sounding?
Yeah, Josh, give me a sound off. Zenas, give me a sound off.
Hello.
Sounding good. Sounding really, really good.
Zenas, you're a little quiet. Are you far away?
I am a distance ways from.
Okay, I might need you to come a little closer, Big Daddy.
Come a little bit
We want
closer,
to
you're
smell
my
you.
kind of man.
Too big and so strong.
Come a little bit closer, 'cause I'm all alone, and the night is so long.
What if I were to speak up here? Is
Uh,
the microphone in my camera?
Yeah, you're good. You're good there. It's actually pretty loud. All right, everybody. I think we're good audio-wise. Do we want to go ahead and begin? Do we want to go ahead and ask the squirrel in Zenus's computer to stop scratching the mic?
I found a microphone.
All right, there you go.
By the way.
Yeah, you guys want to go ahead and start this podcast, do a quick little recap, and then play D&D for a couple hours?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if we gotta.
We can forget about the D&D part and just hang out.
Okay, if you want to do that.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I will not be here for the recap as I am famished, so I'm going to go get like a bowl of cereal, and I'll be back.
Okay, we'll do a little recap here. All right, welcome to the stream. Anybody who's here, just to let you know, as always, you're welcome to chat whatever you want. I will likely consume those with my eyes, but maybe not respond to them unless they require a response with my mouth hole. Just to keep the because we are definitely recording a podcast underneath the streamage of this, so I don't like to, be responding to chat a ton. We don't really have a lot of chatting because I do say this every time. But I don't want to be responding back and forth to chat necessarily while we are recording a podcast. I feel like it goofs up the flow at times. But of course, chat whatever you like. I would love to see your reactions to whatever things we do. And of course, if it bears responding to, I will absolutely respond to that. Don't think that I'm not paying attention, because I am. I see. Oh. But I'm going to go ahead and hit start recording. Mark says, so is it your goal to put you off with random words? It would not be hard to put me off with random words, Mark. It would not be hard to do that. But I'm going to click the button. That's going to start the recording, and then we're going to begin. Boys, you good?
I'm good.
We'll introduce
pretty
Zenas ourselves and move on from there while he munches on some cereal. Sound good?
Yeah.
All good here.
I'm actually thinking that we can do the... You can go ahead and start the recording.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dungeon Boys Play Curse of Strahd. My name be Keith, and I am your DM.
I am Josh, playing Reginald, the orc fighter.
And I am Bryce, playing Jericho Holdrinker.
And
Shifter.
The shifter, sorry. And Derman is the Tabaxi rogue / cleric, played by Zenus, who is getting a bowl of cereal right now.
Mostly.
I heard him sneeze.
Mostly a cleric now. He's back.
He is a cat boy.
Catboy Cleric. That's my new MC name. Catboy Cleric. Anyway, we're gonna play some D&D.
Before we get too deep,
Go ahead, Josh.
we did not level after last week, did we?
You did not level after last week.
Okay, I didn't think so. I didn't plan on it, so I just wanted to double check before we got too far ahead.
No levels last week. Bryce, you were mentioning something about the recap, possibly?
Yes, for our recap, I think we should do since we have an NPC to talk to, I think we should do our recap in character. The three of us can kind of try and remember as many details as we can, because it's been 2 weeks since we did this.
Yeah, that's a good idea
it has been
because
2 weeks.
Muriel is about to ask you what the heck's going on.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say let's
Excuse me.
run, and then we'll get into the recap as we run.
I've got to
And
go.
the three of us can put in whatever details we can remember, and you, as the DM, can slightly meta us in the right direction if we leave out anything important.
Muriel can be like, so you're telling me you did this specific thing that I would have no idea what it was, but to remind you, that thing?
Oh yes, quite. I remember doing that.
All right, I'm going to give you one more cough because my glass of blood that I'm drinking tonight is a little bit thick. Excuse me. All right, so to set the scene then, Muriel, the were-raven that was across the river from the ruined village of Berez, where Baba Lasaga, the old hag about which we learned a few things 2 weeks ago, was holding the green stone that kept the winery, the vines, the grapevines of the winery growing. She had stolen the stone from Davian Martikov and the Order of the Feather, the folks who run the Wizard of Wine's winery. She had stolen this stone, and they were tasked the party was tasked to go retrieve it from Baba Lasaga. And so,
how are we doing this? Oh, okay. You're just giving the background before we got there.
yes. So there were some things that happened, but now to set the scene, the party finds itself in the ruined village of Berez after a few events have occurred, and we find ourselves watching what's going on from the point of view of Muriel, who is across the river, a were-raven who had been spying on this village. Go ahead.
You want to start just so we can have Muriel in scene?
Okay, so did you guys hit the river? I can't even remember if you hit the river last week. Did you cross?
Yeah,
I believe, we
got
hit
all
the
way
river,
across.
and that is it.
Okay, Muriel sees the three of you flop onto land.
Last thing I did was look around to see if Irvine was there.
Yes, Elvir. Erwin is Elvir's uncle, I believe, or
Gotcha.
brother actually. Erwin is Elvir's brother. But you guys flop onto land. Muriel stays within the circle of the big stones that she was standing in with her lantern lit as she waits for you to approach. So you guys approach her as you flop onto land, and she says, "Where is Elvir?"
He should have flown past here. I thought he would have come back to you before he went on. He must be headed back to the Wizards of Wine.
Why would he be headed back to the winery? I didn't.
He's got the gym. We kind of need to hurry. We'll tell you on the way back. We need to get out of here.
I think we lost Jerry.
No, I hear Bryce.
What?
Oh no. Okay, he's back. I can hear him again. Say words.
Hello.
There he is.
Okay.
What I said was we should probably get moving because there's a creepy lady on a flying skull after us. But we got the gym and we need to get out of here.
Okay.
There should be plenty of beer still on the road.
I'll join you. And she turns and goes to try to keep up with you as best she can.
What do you think, fellas? Head back for the cart and then make our way back to the vineyard?
Yes, that seems like a good idea.
Anything. I can hear you two fellas.
Out of character.
Yeah, alright, we're having some audio issues, it seems like. What's going on?
Oh wait, there you go. Okay, I can hear you now.
Keith just wasn't talking while we were going.
No, like it actually cut out. Like he disappeared completely and went gray, and then he was gone from my screen.
None of you guys.
And then it was gone. So
None of you guys have done that for me, so
I don't
not
know.
sure what the
I'm
problem
sure
is.
audio is good.
Yeah.
Let's keep trying, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
y'all give it the old whirl ski, and I'll just jump in.
Wait. I've said my piece.
Yeah,
so.
Muriel definitely joins you and heads back to the river. You guys go up the side of the river, and once you get up a ways, honestly, you could probably still hear the faint shouting and shrieking of Baba Lysaga, who you made very angry back in Berez. You could probably still hear that faintly over the buzzing and the whirring of flies in this swampy forest. As your feet go in and out of the soft soil, you get back to the edge of the river, and Muriel says, "We will have to cross the river again to get back to the cart, no?"
I believe so.
I suppose so,
It
yes.
was very foggy when we were going this way before, and we decided to cross where it was less so.
Well, let's get on with it. If we're running from Baba Lysaga, I don't want to be destroyed here. And as she instantly turns into a raven and flies across to wait for you guys to cross.
I am already flopping into the water like a seal. You know,
Okay.
Baba Lysaga is really overreacting. All we did was kill all of her guards, steal everything she's ever owned.
We
and
killed her
burn down
house.
Oh, yeah, crap.
No, we killed her house and then
Yeah.
burned it down.
Yeah, you killed her house. Yep, you definitely were burning up her house. And inside of the house was a programmed illusion spell of an infant child. So you guys pretty much jacked her up pretty good emotionally so far.
We left her skull thing, and her goats are fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, the goats are good. There's one scarecrow out there somewhere, right?
All right,
Or did we destroy all the scarecrows?
No, the scarecrows are all dead. So everybody roll an athletics check, because I'd like to see if anything happens in this river.
Bam.
Right, guys?
It's a 15 on that one.
That's a mighty 8.
I got an 11.
Okay, for a brief moment, Derman, your feet do sink into the mud as you go into the water, but you're able to pull them out deftly, and you just make it across the river about a second behind the other two boys who swim across just fast boy style. So you all flop out on the other side of the river with your horse and cart in sight.
Do I start to, like, you said I start to sink into the mud, but, like, do I also kind of get stuck, like, in the water, like I start to go down a little bit?
No, I was just trying to throw a little flair in there. For a brief second, you thought, "Oh no, this is it. The mud's going to take me down," but then you just pull yourself out of it and continue to swim.
You leave your Crocs behind in the mud, though.
Oh no!
Not my
Always
Crocs.
We gotta go back.
We gotta go back, Kate. We gotta go back.
Hey
One
boys,
wiggles
do
its
you
waves and floats down the river.
Hey boys, do you say Muriel? Where'd she get to?
The raven that's right on the ground beside you turns back into Muriel. I'm here.
Oh, she was on the ground.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
was
go.
caught up in the
Let's go.
moment. Didn't even see her there.
I jump on the cart and say, "Alright, hop on, let's go, let's go."
Okay, she hops on with you.
Dive into the cart much more vigorously than everybody else. Like, I really, really want to get out of there.
Okay.
I'm jumping up in the front of the buggy wagon.
All right. All your
Everybody's there. I give the reins the old slapperoonie and gives me.
nice. You hear the creak of your wooden cart get started, and a little neigh of a horse as it pulls the heavy weight of your whole party. I don't know. Maybe there were two horses attached. So maybe it's a 2-horse carriage. But you guys go clippity cloppy and right out of there, and away from the dastardly village.
Flippity cloppity ain't no stoppity.
Away from the dastardly village of Berez. The
Alright.
ruined
So
village
is there
of
any
Berez.
chaseage happening? We got to worry about Baba Lysaga on the way. Like, what's
No,
happening
it does
here?
not seem that Baba Lysaga is on the way to you currently.
Real quick.
I didn't know if this was one of those Jurassic Park must go faster moments.
In that moment, Josh, you became in my mind the student who asked the teacher 30 seconds before the bell rings, "What? No homework?"
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding, Josh.
Not that guy.
Aren't you
Oh
gonna?
yeah, I'm being that guy.
Aren't you gonna check our homework? Oh man.
Alright, so this is the part where we do our recap.
Right. So Muriel, of course, says, "What happened in there?"
I live in a
Did
house
you
on
hear
fire.
all the screeching and scrawling from this side of the river?
I heard
I
it.
saw all the
Some of
stuff.
it. I'm sorry, please, go ahead. Whichever one of you is speaking to me.
No, Dermot
I-
was just being
you-
wrong on purpose.
You go ahead, Diamond. Tell it as you seen it.
No, Dermot was just being annoying on purpose. As soon as you say that, he just kind of like shrugs it off and is like, "No, go ahead."
Well, to tell it as I recall, now I was caught up in the moment here, so do take it with a grain of caution. But I remember the lady got into a skull and was flying round, going looking after the goats, and then we went looking for a baby child, but that was secretly invisible. But we found a bunch of loot, and then this big old rock down up underneath the floor, and we yanked that out of there and killed the house. And now we got some mad, crazy flying lady in a skull floating around after us.
As you're saying
Is
all
right,
that,
boys?
as you're saying all that, Reginald, Muriel is slowly turning her old were raveny face, which of course she doesn't look like a raven. She just looks like an old lady with sharp features, wearing a leather cowl and cape. She slowly turns to Jericho with a hopeful glance that maybe he can make some sense of the gibberish that she just heard.
Like Reginald is trying, like he's making so many hand gestures through this entire thing.
And she appreciates your effort, but she's silently looking to Jericho to try to at least put some seams on this story.
You will be quite surprised to find out how accurate his description of what went on was. Once we crossed the river, we discovered all the sentries that were about, and we had to take them out one by one. We were as quiet as we could be, but some of them caught on to us before we were able to take them out. But we eventually got all of them, and once they were all down, we progressed towards the house. And Reginald, I believe it was you, threw a rock about the size of my head at her front door, and we all hid and waited on her to come out. She went after what she thought was us, and she headed towards the goat pen. I'm sure you know is on the other side of the village. And while she was away, we snuck into the house and took what we were looking for, the gemstone you wanted. And while we were in there, there was a hologram. Nope, the holograms don't exist. There was an illusory child in a crib. Our hands passed straight through it. It almost looked like that the city that's in the mists off to the west of Barovia. It was quite disturbing, but underneath the crib there was a sort of hole that held the crystal. And when we reached in, it was like the maw of some giant beast. It tried to clamp our hands right off. But we were able to break its teeth out and remove the stone. We handed it to Elvia and let him get out of here. And then Bobby Lasaga finally found us, but we were able to avoid her while sneaking out into the forest. And here we are.
I have many questions, but do you have any idea who the child was that she had?
As we left,
It was illusory. It wasn't a real child. Yeah.
But yes, the
As we-
illusion. Who do you think this? A random child, or did she? Who do you think it was?
as we were running back to the river, she was yelling Strahd as she ran into the burning house.
So it is true then. She believes herself to be somehow the mother of the devil Strahd.
That is bonkers.
This is of course not true. This is of course false and a delusion of hers. She is certainly not the mother of Strahd. Strahd had a mother. But I am not sure of Baba Lysaga's history with the devil. And I fear to find out how it may come to bear on all of our situations.
Do you know anything of Bobby Saga's history? Do you know where she came from?
It is said, I do not know if the stories are true, I was not around back then, praise the gods, but it is said that whenever Strahd was born, that she was his wet nurse, and I believe when whatever historical malfeasance occurred to destroy their family, she gained an attachment to Strahd that she believed to herself to be his true mother, or at least these are the legends, what the stories say of people who whisper and speak around Barovia.
And
Just when I
has
thought
she
the lady couldn't get any creepier.
Has she always been completely insane?
I think it is rare for anyone to always be completely insane. I imagine, like many of us in this dark land, I imagine she was once a woman, normal, who sought to do good and take care of those she cared about. But of course, now
Maybe
those
I should
days.
be more specific. Do you think she was insane while she was caring for a young Strahd?
This I do not know. I have told you the extent of the legends that I know. Of course, I wish I could tell you more, but I do not know much else. Let me think and see if I can offer you any more information.
While you search the archives of your mind, I would like to add in a piece of the story I may have left out.
Please do.
We encountered the ghost of Laszlo Urik, Burgomaster of Berez, and he said he's in search of his daughter. And we found the statue that commemorates her death, but she looks an awful lot like somebody we know, with a very similar name, whom I will remember in a moment.
Okay.
After you hear some page flipping sounds.
You know, I forgot all about that. It wasn't anything to go smashing into, so. Oh, yeah.
She looked just like Arena. Startling, dazzling resemblance, and other words that give Keith time to think.
Yes. This is also interesting. Further, you asked if she was insane all the time, Babali Saga. Insane may be the wrong word. She has always, from what I know of the legends of her, been a devout follower of the Mother Night. The goddess who no doubt gives her the dark powers that she possesses. But it was, I believe, the marriage of her devoutness to Mother Night and her sense of motherness to Strahd as a child that led her to believe that she was his true mother. And it is said that she cast spells upon Strahd, and that possibly it is through her influence that he became the devil that he is now.
So, Strahd wasn't always quite so Strahdy, right?
As the legends,
that's what you're saying.
As the legends say, he was once a handsome prince of the realm, without evil within him.
But maybe there's a way we could unevil him somehow. Seems like an adventure.
I fear there may be no way to turn back the evil that lives within the Devil Strahd now. A Lord Vampire, one who controls this realm with the flick of his finger and gains sustenance and life from the torture of innocent people. I fear there is no turning back from Strahd now.
It's hard to argue with finger flicking control, but you know, I suppose, you know, anybody could just, you know, ram a pole through somebody or chop a head off and whatnot. Cross him flat as a bug, but if there's a chance, I think we should look into it, boys. What do you think? I mean, he seemed like a decent enough fella.
You have to remember, he stole most of your mind and made you think he was your friend.
Are you sure?
Dermot, back me up here.
Yes. Reggie, unfortunately, he tricked you. And
what?
very nearly had to kill you to save you from it. Now, it may be possible that he can be saved or changed or turned back, but honestly, what we've seen of him is insanity and chaos. I think it best if we kill him.
Back up for a second. You sure that he done tricked me when we had that meeting some time ago? Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh yeah, well it just flattened him like a bug then. I'm all on board for that.
Excellent.
Good.
You mentioned the ghost of Laszlo Ulrich you met in the village as well?
Yes. He was a very strange ghost. Demon had more dealings with him than any of us. He could probably tell you the most about it.
He seemed rather upset about his daughter. He wanted to make sure that her soul was safe.
Her soul. Tell me, you have been in Barovia for how long now?
Not really sure. Days begin to blend together once.
What are we
It always
talking?
looks like
Weeks,
early morning
months?
or almost nighttime here.
You haven't been here for a long time, though. We're talking days, weeks, not months or years.
Yes.
A week or two sounds about right.
How much do you know, or have you heard, of souls and what becomes of them here in Barovia?
Outside of Barovia, much. I'm a cleric. But here, sadly, nothing.
Well, since I'm telling you legends and we have a bit of a ride back to get to the winery, and of course it could be any moment between now and, or any number of moments between now and when Babeli Saga hurls a fireball at our cart and sends us screaming down to the depths of hell, I will tell you another theory of what goes on here in Barovia.
When you say that, I'm instantly on the lookout for anything coming in from the sky.
Okay.
I'm just like, I'm like, hand to the brow. I'm like scanning the sky everywhere.
Listening out for the Jetson spaceship sound of Baba Lysaga flying in on her skull, which just really gives me the giggles anytime I think about this big scary lady in a skull. Anyway, she says to you,
It's even funnier to think dirt bike noises, though.
She just comes like bounding over the trees.
In the distance, you hear
just a rooster tail of mud flying up behind the skull. She's got on some goggles, like Yzma from Emperor's New Groove.
Oh god,
that'd be a good final boss.
Yeah, we need to incorporate that into something. Yeah. Oh god,
where's Kronk at? All right. Anyway, Muriel has something to tell you. She says, so here in Barovia, and I believe that it is some. They say, of course, who knows if it is true, that a product of whatever dark magic has fallen over our land is that there are beings here who do not have souls. There are soulless husks of humans here who have no spiritual value. They're just puppets. They are greased for Strahd's mill. They mean nothing to this world. But there are some of us who seem to possess souls. You can tell almost by looking into the eyes of someone here in Barovia if there's anything behind them, or if they're just another bag of meat walking around. And those of us.
Do you mean this is like the scarecrows we fought?
No. Here, maybe you'll understand when I finish. But it is said that there are some of us who possess an eternal soul. But the dark magic of this world, whenever our soul is released from our body, and we are killed or we die, the soul has nowhere to go. The soul even is powerless to go through the mist, to exit, to find safety and passage to whatever lies beyond or below. And when this happens, it's as if the soul returns to the world and populates a new child. And it could be, maybe, that there's something like this going on with this Marina, with this Irina, with these women, with these people who look the same, but of course are not the same. Could it really be that somehow these people share a soul?
That sounds entirely possible for a place like this. It is truly messed up, and I believe it, because even in death, not escape this place, it would seem.
Yeah, one hell of a recycling program right there. But as the thought occurs to me, if we kill this Strahd fella, is he just gonna pop right back up a couple of days later?
No, I plan to hardtail it out of here within that couple of days, so I don't really care.
Yes.
I
think it best if we finish our business and be gone quickly. This gets worse by the moment.
Well, maybe if it was, even if it was just a reset, maybe some good would come from it. Who knows?
If he's going to inhabit a new body when he comes back, though, maybe he could have a proper upbringing, not under the tutelage of some hag.
This could change
That's
things.
something to think about.
We have to see if Irina knows anything about this next time we see her. Maybe she can shit situation.
Yeah, we need to find out whatever happened to her. That Strahd fella said he was headed that way.
Hopefully,
I don't think he's... Go ahead.
Hopefully, if she is in Vallaki, where I believe it was said that you left her, hopefully she is a little bit safer from the reaches of Strahd. No one, of course, is safe completely, but hopefully the walls of Vallaki have provided her with some sort of safety over the past few days while you have gone. And I finally, it has dawned on me that I have not thanked you for gathering the stone. I've been here spying, doing my best to try to help with the problems Babylus Saga has been happening, and you come in here and fix the problem in a single day and get me out of this godforsaken swamp. So I thank you.
It's sort of what we do.
Right.
Alright, if you guys don't have any other conversations you'd like to have, we can even say canonically, huh?
I have a little bit more.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, first, Meta, would she be the person to ask about what I mentioned earlier, or should I just wait till we get back to the whole group?
You can, I mean, you can ask whoever you want. I mean, that might be a what Jericho thinks section or question.
Fair enough. Derman, you go first.
Would you say that you are a magical woman, Muriel? You know things of arcane nature?
The most arcane things I know about are this curse that we Orders of the Feather are cursed with. I know a bit about the lycanthropy that plagues us, and that we have decided to try to use as a weapon against Strahd. But other than that, I am not much of a spellcaster.
Oh, well, that is fine, I suppose. I simply found some magical pipes that I assume they're magical anyway. I was hoping to have you look at them, but if you don't know them, that is no trouble.
They look like pipes to me, a musical instrument, of course. If you believe them to be magical, I suppose you could always give them a blow, but beyond that, I cannot tell you anything more.
Oh, well, that was worth a shot. Thank you.
You are welcome.
And Muriel, you seem pretty knowledgeable about the things that go around in Barovia. I have a few questions of some strange things we've encountered along our way here. Number one that stands out in my mind is a strange, dilapidated set of gallows on the path leading from the town of Barovia westward. It was very odd. We all saw something different when we looked at it. I believe, Reginald, you saw yourself hanging from the gallows, did you not?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I saw. What you didn't see me up there neither.
No. Also, I saw. No, I didn't see anything. I didn't even turn back.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw. Yeah, I didn't see anything. I refused to look at that monstrosity once we passed it. When I walked by, it just looked like it was burnt out, and there was nothing left of it hardly. Even the rope didn't have a noose on the end of it.
You're speaking of the crossroads near Barovia in the east.
Yes.
I've traveled most of this land, whether on foot or by raven, or by my raven's wings. Anything special of that graveyard and gallows, I do not know. My best guess would be, when did this occur? When you first arrived here in Barovia, or after a few days?
It was as we were headed this direction.
My only thought...
the following morning after we got here.
My only thought could be that, I fear it is obvious to me that you are not from Barovia. You are not Barovians. Each of you is even a race of humanoid creature that does not typically live here. It's easy to pick you out. You stick out like sore thumbs. So knowing you are outsiders, I fear that you have been drawn here to be quarry for Strahd. And knowing that you had arrived as his new playthings, he just indulges himself in trying to scare you with a few things. I don't know anything special about those crossroads, but I do know that this Strahd is an indulgent one, and he likes to play with his food.
I see.
Wait, now, did you just call us food?
It's not what I believe of you, but I can assure you, the Devil Strahd believes that he is only playing with his food the longer you are alive.
I'd like to see him try. We could take him, right, fellas?
I don't believe so.
It's debatable.
Ah.
I can assure you, I know little of the arcane, as Dermot asked me earlier, but I can assure you that you will need some help from somewhere to defeat the Devil Strahd. I'm looking at you now, and I can tell you now that the three of you alone, you may try, but if you seek to destroy Strahd, you will need help beyond yourselves.
The Reginald kind of goes back to sitting. He's just kind of moping. He's kind of checking over his weapons and his armor and everything. Just kind of, we should take him. We can take him. Yeah.
She follows that up with just one more sentence. Says, "But that is just the word of an old woman."
In an echo of my own thoughts. But I have one more thing to ask you, if you don't mind.
We have a long way to go.
Yes, we do. I was given... now take this with a grain of salt, of course.
I've taken a lot of grain of salts today. I have plenty of room, I guess.
I was given several fortune tellings by an older Vistani woman.
The Vistani?
And, yes. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Madame Eva?
Yes, that's her.
She is the matriarch of the Vistani that roam these lands.
Yeah, she gave me five fortune cards, and she told me each of them would be important. And I wouldn't put any stock in it, of course, but one of them has already come true to some extent. And that was that Davian was foretold in these fortunes, and it was said that he would join us, and he has already offered to join us if we need him.
Yes. Though the Vistani, I am suspicious, are merely spies of the Devil Strahd. I do not deny the power of Madame Eva and her ability to divine the future. So yes, I believe that she told you your fortune, and it is possible that these things will come to pass, or they could be a help to you in the fight against the devil.
Can you Can you help us find these things?
I might be able to give you an idea.
Like, here, the second one she gave us. Find the Mad Dog's crypt. You know anything that sounds like that?
The Mad Dog's crypt, I believe, sadly, is a crypt within Castle Ravenloft. If you are to find the Mad Dog's crypt, I fear you may have to go within the castle.
Fantastic. Alright, let me write that down.
But now, to be fair, don't we have to get into that castle somehow anyway?
If you wish to defeat Strahd, it is more than likely.
Alright, The other one says you will find what you seek in the castle. You don't happen to know of any other castles that don't have, the devil living within them?
It pains me to reveal and remind you that there is but the one castle it could be speaking of.
Perfect. Exactly what I was hoping for. The third one she gave. A woman hangs above a roaring fire. Find her and you will find the treasure.
This
It's the necromancer card.
This I do not know of. What did she say
Something
the
about-
card would reveal to you? What did she say? What are you looking for? What does this have?
Something about a weapon of sunlight?
Yeah, so whenever she told you this meta, to go back to remind you what you would have written down, what she said to you for this card is this is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted me to read it.
No, yeah, that's fine. I guess I wanted to remind you, and maybe the other guys didn't remember, or listeners may not remember what this fortune said either. But this is
I definitely didn't remember.
But the card said this is a card of power and strength that tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. And she responds with, "As I've told you before, I have been around this world for a while, and I've traveled a great ways, and I've heard many legends, one of which is of the Sun Sword. It is a sword that is foretold that it would be able to harm the Devil Strahd, that it would be able to aid if anyone were to go against him in battle. Now, where you may find a woman hanging above a roaring fire, I do not know. It would be hard to find a woman hanging above a roaring fire. This is just my thoughts. But if you think about it, there's doubtful. I don't know of any place in the world where there is a woman perpetually over a roaring fire. You understand? It seems to me that this could be an abstraction of some sort, because it is.
I was thinking that too.
But of exactly what, I do not know.
Maybe some historical event where someone was burned at the stake. Maybe it was.
Oh, we've had
maybe it's a
many of
statue
those.
With a fire at the bottom of it.
A statue? No, we've had too many burnings at the stake for this to be a particular one.
While y'all are going back and forth, Reginald is going through like a severe head scratching episode. He's leaning over to Dermot. Are you following any of this?
I'm trying to focus on the road and my treasure.
Derman's just got like holding like a baby, a kitten with all the gold that he has.
I see. Later tonight. We spend quite a lot of time getting familiar with each other.
Oh, behave.
I'm like indicating. I'm like nudging him. Hand me the pipes. Let me see let me look at them.
You want to give the pipes a blow? Be my guest. Don't magic me away.
Make no promises. I want to very gently take the pipes
Okay.
and give them a very loud toot.
Oh.
Okay. Have you seen? I always get drawn back to that Skeletor meme. It's like a comic where maybe He-Man is telling Skeletor. There's a picture of Skeletor holding a trumpet, And the first panel is Skeletor or He-Man shouting at Skeletor, and it says, "Do not toot it." And then the next panel is Skeletor, just big toot coming out of the horn. It is very funny. Let's see.
This is the big toot moment.
All right, so these are pipes. You blow on them. You're expending 1 charge of this magical item, of which it has 3. What you hear is an eerie, spellbinding tune. Each creature within 30 feet of you that hears you play must succeed on a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. So everybody roll a quick wisdom saving throw if you don't mind.
Does that include the tutor?
No, the tutor does not roll.
This ain't looking too good.
Oh, baby, I got a 15.
Muriel
I got
also.
a 9.
Uh-oh. Oh, hold on.
Wait, what do these pipes do? What did you say again, Keith? I was looking for that.
I haven't told you yet.
Okay.
So really, actually, I'll just go ahead and tell you. When you press your lips to it, Reginald, you realize these are magical pipes of haunting. And as you toot, you are overcome with the feeling that you could either allow these pipes to instill fear in your companions, or you can have the creatures, anything that's not hostile towards you can automatically succeed on the saving throw. So
okay, then automatically succeed then.
Right, so everybody succeeds, but you can tell that if it wasn't your friend blowing that horn, you would be very afraid right now, Jericho.
Ooh,
excellent.
So I guess Muriel and Dermot, they just sound like creepy pipes to you, but Jericho, you feel as if you could have been really emotionally scarred by that.
Appropriately spooky, I would say, given the circumstances.
Yeah.
If I didn't know any better, I would be greatly terrified by what you just did. But since I'm so well acquainted with you, I feel fine.
I turn Jericho and I just give him like this confused look of disappointment, just like, "Don't be afraid of bagpipes, Jerry."
That was a startlingly disruptive toot.
Oh yes, say what you will, you were still afraid of bagpipes.
No, he is right. I believe these are pipes of haunting. I believe there is a fear spell attached to these pipes. Be careful with it.
You knew nothing of the arcane.
Well, experiencing a spell and knowing how to do one are very different things. I know when I've been magicked and when I have not been.
Dermot, you wanna hold on to the haunting toots?
Yes, I would love to hold on to my bagpipes, thank you.
You take that. I very, very gently hand it back to him. trying very, very hard not to make any more noise.
Hey guys, real quick, I need to go to do a little pee-pee. If you guys want to chat amongst yourselves for a second, I'll be right back.
Do it!
Yeah, Xenos,
Hey guys,
you
what
need
we
to get
talking
caught up on the Expeditionary Force.
Right? Getting real.
I think you left off on book 5 or 6.
I left off on the book right before the split. Like whenever they would go back and forth between the two different groups.
Oh god, that was Mavericks. You back there a ways, man.
Yeah, it was way back there. I don't have time to listen to these things anymore.
That is the truth.
Unless I just listen to it while I'm sleeping. Just absorb the knowledge into my brain.
Soak it
I
up
got an
with
hour
the brain.
to work and an hour drive home, and an 8-hour shift where I wear a hat so nobody sees that I got my wireless earbuds in.
Oh yeah.
If you guys want to do, which I mean, I'm hesitant to ask you guys because we've already got this Monday night thing going, but I know Rachel's wanting to do a campaign.
I'm back.
I was thinking of just restarting the campaign that we started a couple of weeks ago, the one where I was PM, and I would just
Yeah.
Huh?
The one with Josh's character Mulder.
Mulder.
Yeah. Yeah, so it wouldn't be anything recorded.
Sorry, folks.
Sure, whatever. I'm game.
Cool.
All right, everybody.
I'm a definite maybe. Doing the one evening a week is. I mean, I don't get a lot of time otherwise.
Yeah, same. It's one of those things like I've only thought about it for a grand total of like 12 minutes. Yeah, over the past couple of days, but it's definitely something I want to keep in mind.
Do it. I like that character.
It was a good time, for certain. All right, I'm back.
Keep play as well, obviously.
I do appreciate the offer.
Welcome back, Tim.
I'd be in Bryce's camp or Josh's camp or Bryce's camp.
Mine.
Yeah, Bryce's camp at this current moment. But of course, we can discuss it later on. You guys are still in the cart. Is there any more cards you want to discuss with Muriel, Jericho?
Might as well hit the last one.
Okay.
It is the most obscure card.
Yeah.
Muriel, I'm just going to read this one out to you as I wrote it down. It doesn't make much sense to me at all. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond, does that say morality?
Yeah, mortality, sorry.
Whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him, the artifact. He lurks in the darkness where the morning light once shone, a sacred place.
Well, surely your enemy is the devil Strahd, for he is a creature of darkness. His powers are absolutely and unequivocally beyond mortality. This place, a place in the darkness where the morning light once shone. My fear and my assumption would be is if you are to face Strahd in a final confrontation of sorts, it would be in the castle. Now, where in the castle, a place where the morning light once shone, I am not a scholar, nor a historian, nor a priest, but morning light, this reminds me of the Morning Lord. It is possible that maybe there is a cathedral or a chapel or some place within the castle where the Morning Lord was once worshipped, but of course now that Strahd is in command, he is no longer.
I see. We'll be on the lookout for these things. Thank you for going through this with us.
I apologize I could not tell you anything more, but hopefully anything I can give you is helpful in your journey. You have been helpful to us.
From in the front of the card, I want to turn around, like actually turn around. Did that card say it would lead us away or take us to it?
It says this card would lead you to him. That's what I wrote down.
My guess, like I say, my guess is that this card somehow refers to when and where you may confront Strahd, if you do.
Understand, Reginald, I don't have the actual card. She just told me what she saw in it.
Huh.
I think it's less literal. I believe it is.
Well, either way, that's bit disturbing. I mean, I'm ready to face the Strahd, but should we be on the lookout for a card? Or like, is it got maybe a map on it or something? Do we need to be looking for one?
No, I don't think that's quite it.
I'm slowly turning back around, like it's like the big wheel of his mind is slowly turning.
Nice. Effectively, Josh, have you had any inspiration recently? You effectively play your low intelligence orc well, but not annoyingly.
I do try,
and you're to be commended for that.
Oh, kind of broke out there for a second. I heard to be.
You just wanted me to say it again. You are to be commended for that.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I do try to play an orc of low intelligence, but good character.
Sometimes the easy thing to do with low intelligence characters is like, I do the thing that would make everybody mad because whoopsie doodle, I'm dumb. you know. So you
No,
don't do
he's
that.
not trying to make anybody mad. It's just he's kind of slow on the uptake.
Okay, so do you have anybody? Does anybody have anything else for old Muriel, or do we want to kind of fast travel back to the winery at this point?
Did you give Josh a point of inspiration just now?
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know if he caught it.
Nope.
I didn't know.
Unless you have a
I
point,
did not.
unless you already have a point,
I do not.
then you may has.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
May it
All
save
right.
your life.
Grazie. So remind me how inspiration works, because I've only got a point of inspiration once.
Reroll.
Yep, it allows
Okay.
you to, once you roll and see what you rolled, it allows you to re-roll. It does not allow you to re-roll after I've told you whether you pass or fail, right? So, like,
Correct.
It's just advantage. Straight up.
yeah,
Okay.
it's just advantage. You can re-roll if you'd like.
So I can re-roll something and be like, dang, that's a 5. Let me try to up that point of inspiration for a better roll.
Yes.
Indeed.
Nice. Okay. I can work with that.
Hello, Hale. Welcome to the stream. We are D&Ding.
Also-
Thanks for being here.
Something that we have never done. Actually, I don't know. Bryce, you may have done it. Players can give their point of inspiration to another player.
Ah, yeah, that's
Really?
true. If somebody else fails, you could give it to someone else.
Well, no, it's not.
Nice.
It's not like that. I mean, I guess you could technically, but it's more along the lines of like, it's just an award that you have that has anybody's name on it.
Oh,
Like if I had
okay.
a point of inspiration and Josh did something really cool, I could just be like, "Hey, Josh, take this point of inspiration for that."
Oh, nice.
That's kind of cool.
It is.
Cool. I will.
Okay, I can get behind that.
I will add to that. I guess I don't know if that would make it house rules or not. But if like, say Derman rolled and he was like, "Oh no, I got a 2," or something. Like instead of helping him, you could use your. If you couldn't help him, you could pass him your point of inspiration. I'll allow that if you'd like to do that as well.
Inspirate him.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be kind of like same thing as, let me lower that rope to you, or, toss
Sure.
that potion to you, something like that. So.
Yeah. Inspiration is help you can do from a different room, in my opinion, as well.
That'll work.
In addition to what
Kind
Zena said.
words.
All right, so you guys are now, I guess, fast traveling back to the winery.
Sure.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right, so
Muriel, I have nothing else to say to you. I'm totally fine with being quiet the rest of the way there.
okay. Let's say you guys have some small talk. Maybe you learn a few interesting stories about Muriel. She's not completely shutting up, but eventually she does say, "It has been a long evening and the sun will be up soon. I would like to catch some shut-eye." So she eventually lays down in that wagon and begins to take a nap as you guys clippity-clop on home.
Ooh.
But by probably late to mid-morning the next day, you guys have been up a while. It's been pretty taxing day or so far. You guys roll back up on the winery, and you find yourself pulling the wagon down the road between the vines back to the winery. And I will give the reins back over to you to do whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna hop out of that wagon.
You successfully do so.
You said we are back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back at the winery.
Okay, cool.
Out front.
I'm gonna follow him.
Nice. I guess I want to go back to the main establishment. I'm looking to see if I see Elvier anywhere.
Okay.
I'm purposefully not calling out and yelling for him because I remember there were a bunch of blights here that we recently dealt with.
Sure.
I'm following as well.
Okay, you guys arrive.
Him or Damien.
Okay. You guys arrive back at the winery, and you hop off the wagon. You do some looking around out front. You don't see anybody, but you do catch some movement out of the corner of your eye. Off to the left side of the winery, you see the figures of several of these were-ravens, just buddies now that you guys have been hanging around with for a while. You see the figures of several of them, almost all the ones that you know, the family. Davian and you do spot Elvier from across the field as well, and the rest of the children and Davian's grandchildren, and you can see them all faintly lit in their faces by a faint green glow from across the field. They're kind of a ways off from you. You'd have to walk through the winery a bit to get to them, but you can tell that they are fiddling with that stone you guys procured.
I am heading that way, hand raised in greeting.
And if I said procured, I apologize. I did mean to say procured. But you do.
It's all good.
Everybody headed over there, I assume?
Yep. Yeah.
As you approach back, Davian turns around. Elvir waves to you. He says, "I made it! I returned with the stone." And Davian says, "Welcome back. We are in your debt. Our new favorite friends who have not gotten back not only the stone for the Great Marsh, but also the stone for our wine that has a dragon name." Thank you so much for returning.
These people are obviously deep in the drink at this point.
Yeah, she says, "Thank you so much for returning the stone that will allow us to continue to at least eke out a living in this horrible place. And Muriel, it is good to see you as well." She says, "It's wonderful to see you as well, Davian. I haven't seen you in a long time. Vallaki is a long way from the winery, and these adventurers were kind enough to let me accompany them on the way back to you." "Well, that is wonderful. I assume Elvir tells me that you were all staying behind to do combat with Baba Lysaga. I assume if you are all back here, that means the old hag is dead."
Well, I mean, dead is such a strong word. Speaking of which, you hadn't seen any old hag flying by on a skull head, have you? Making dirt bike noises, if you know what I mean.
His face drops down. Elvir's face also drops down a bit. Everybody's kind of there's some sad countenances before you. And Davian says, "So, Baba Lysaga yet lives?"
We didn't see her specifically expire, but I believe I heard some loud swearing and some flying round noises, and we ran away. But we got out of there and we got you shiny rock.
"That you did. We are grateful. In Derman, you say you burned down her house and you made her angry. But she remains alive?"
Yes.
"Very well. I don't want to sound ungrateful by any stretch of the imagination. I am truly indebted to you, and I thank you for all that you have done. But I fear that if Baba Lysaga remains alive, we are not out of the proverbial vines yet." He turns to his two grandsons at this point, and he calls them over, and he says to his two grandsons something in a moment. Whenever I finally find the chapter.
Reginald is like scanning the skies again.
Yeah, looking for the dirt bike.
That'd be hilarious if she's got to kickstart the skull to go anywhere. Blue smoke pouring out the back of that thing.
He turns to his...
You have to understand, we did the best that we could given the circumstances. I mean, we took out several of her guards. We took down her monstrous house thing.
We did kill a house.
It was a lot going on.
Yes, no, I understand completely, and I appreciate it.
If she comes back and bothers you, I mean, we'll be in the neighborhood until the Devil Strahd is dead. So just look us up and we'll take care of whatever's left.
Right.
Yes, we may have to take you up on that. And he turns back down to his three grandsons. He actually has three. It's teenage grandson, two younger boys, and this
other guy.
His daughter and son-in-law also have a baby girl. But he turns to his three grandsons and he whispers something to them, and the three of them immediately transform into ravens and fly out, headed for the horizon. in a, back towards Valaki and the other places that you guys have come from so far. And then he stands back up and he says, well, it is my hope then that if Baba Lysaga does come back for the stones, that what you have done so far will have allowed us to be able to fight back against her. I suppose that it would not be fair in this hellish world that we would be able to get out without having to do battle against her ourselves.
And it would be a lot easier for us to come back and help you out if we could, fly.
That is true.
Ah, yes. You expressed interest in becoming were ravens yourself, then? You did?
We certainly
Yeah,
did.
I was still on the fence about it when we left. There wouldn't happen to be any serious drawbacks that were mentioned, like allergy to rain or anything of the sort.
Like,
How will it affect me?
Hmm?
How will it affect me?
It will affect you both quite the same, I imagine. It affects most of us the same. Lycanthropy is not generally considered just a way to gain extra power in this world. Lycanthropy is a curse, first and foremost. It is irreversible. If you ever decide that you do not wish to be this way, it will be impossible, at least to my knowledge, to return back the way you came, at least. It is a gift that we do not bestow lightly, but also a curse we do not bestow lightly. Chief of all is that coming with the curse of the Were-Raven is that you will be bound and unable to fight against the urge to dispense justice, even if it is uncomfortable. Even if it doesn't feel right at the time, you will not be able, after becoming a Were-Raven, to grant mercy to a foe that you have bested in combat, but has still done something wrong. You will be unable to decide for yourself what is the lawful good thing to do and what is just the good thing to do. You will be beholden to these natural laws, and at times it will not feel good what the curse will push you to do. But of course there are the benefits. The ability to become a raven, the ability to fly. Some of us have had our physical attributes blessed and bolstered by the curse. But that takes time to learn to control as well. At first it is almost completely out of your control how the curse attaches to you.
German, what do you think?
Well, I see no downsides, really. The right thing is what I strive to do, anyway. This forces me to remain on a path of good, then so be it. There's been much in my life that maybe this curse has been a blessing for.
Reginald, are you gonna take part?
Nope. Arms crossed
Jerry?
and everything. Nope. I appreciate the offer, but I got a hard enough time just being my old Reginald self without being some kind of flappy bird half the time. So, nope, none for me.
I can respect that, Reginald, absolutely. And be not confused. I am not desirous that you should take this curse. I am not pushing it upon any of you. But you requested it when you left, and I offered it as an exchange for your services, and you have held up your end of the bargain. So if you wish to receive the curse of the Were-Raven, we can hold a ceremony and pass it along to you.
All right,
Hey,
let's do
It's
it.
up to you, fellas.
I'm game.
I'm ready.
Very well.
How's this work? You spit on us? Give us a feather, something, eat it? I don't know. Potion?
We will have to wait for dark. The curse can only be passed along at night, and we will arrange for a ceremony for the two of you when night falls. I would like the opportunity to finish burying the stone to get the winery, at least magically speaking, back in working order. And by this evening, we can come back out into the vineyard, and we can begin the transference of the curse.
Would nighttime happen to be about one long rest away?
It would, yeah, probably close.
Cool. Well, in that case, I'm gonna go take a nap. If the beds upstairs are still available to us, that is.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
All right, and I'll see you at nightfall.
Okay. Everybody around Davian at this point, putting the stone back into the earth, is trying to get their jobs done. But they also are granting the appropriate seriousness, the appropriate stoicness to the situation of these two adventurers who are deciding to take on the curse of their order. As well as they're taking on, it seems to be the same emotional position that Davian has of being quite disappointed that Baba Lysaga is still out there to deal with. Not disappointed in you, just they were hopeful that they could come out of this smelling like roses and completely coming out scot-free. But it looks like they still have much to deal with. So they're...
Yeah, I want to, I was going to say, I wanted to, while they're going inside, I kind of want to help them, like, bury the stone again and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm trying to be helpful, but at the same time, I keep kind of like looking up to the sky, like I kind of expect the Baba Lysaga to come shooting in at any moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So they welcome your help. They welcome your help. They allow you to help them out, help them dig and bury the stone, and try to make it look as though the stone isn't buried there. Try to make it a little bit harder to find, etc., etc. Anything else you guys getting up to?
Nope. I'm going inside to take a nap as well.
Okay.
Good time, boys.
I'll get me a short little rest after I help them plant the stone rock.
Okay, so the way we'll deal with that, Reginald, you will receive a short rest after you get to go inside. And the other boys, because they didn't stick around to help, they will gain a long rest before their were-raven transformation. How about that?
And wait.
That way, as a good boy, you'll have to be just slightly punished for being a good boy, though I don't think you've taken any damage since your last rest.
I did not take any damage or use any of my abilities.
Nice.
So nothing really to recharge. So, but I like Reginald as a character, he didn't think about the fact that, there could be repercussions for just running away.
Right.
So now he's kind of reflecting on that. So
nice. Solid. Something to reflect on for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to RP that during like a cutscene, but there you go.
You got it. No. And so when it comes to RP, like, you tell me how your characters are feeling. Tell the audience how your characters are feeling. Whatever we can't get out of your voices, let me know what that is.
Part of what Dermot did when he went to go to sleep was spend a little bit of time in prayer. Not like any specific lengthy period, but he was just kind of like the whole deal with like justice and whatnot being more prevalent with a were-raven, like being kind of forced into that sort of.
Yeah.
He's been thinking back on his life, what happened when he was younger, what caused him to go down the path of a rogue. So he was like praying and trying to come to peace with that as much as possible.
Cool.
Nice.
So one thing that I need to go into the meta on this. What I was trying to say with him telling you that is you will be a forced lawful good character following this.
Yes.
If there comes a situation where I believe the lawful good thing would be for you to do a thing, I will let you know that, and I will give you an urge that you cannot resist to do the lawful good thing. Of course, that's relatively debatable at times, but just want to let you know that your characters are now going to become forced lawful good characters. Cool.
That'll work.
Cursed with virtue. Cursed.
Reginald's just regular good.
Right. Giving you the freedom kind of to make decisions based on how you feel in the moment. These boys are going to become raven robots of goodness.
Good.
All right. Okay. So you have a long rest, and actually, what you're awoken by, you guys taking a nap and doing your prayers and stuff, resting. You all eventually fall into a bit of a sleep because you've been up for probably a good 25 to 30 hours. You guys get a nice little rest in, and when you wake up, you awake to the sound of thunder and rain on the roof of the winery. And much like is it still raining for you, Josh, right now?
I am providing the sound effects for you.
Nice. So you awake to thunder and rain, fairly frequent loud thunderclaps and flashes off in the distance. It's dark. Night has fallen and the rain is falling in heavy, thick droplets that are very close together. You walk out into a scene not unlike the rainy scene from Spider-Man 1 where Mary Jane kisses Spider-Man. Movie rain is always like thick and just torrential, and you walk out into a rather thick rain, where in the very front of the winery are all the Martikov family. The three boys have returned. They're standing next to their grandfather, and the daughter, Stefania, is standing there with her husband. The other adult sons are standing there as well, all kind of semicircled, facing you and the winery as you guys walk out into the rain. And in front of them, between you walking toward them and between them, towards you, are two circles of raven's feathers on the ground, probably about 6 or 7 feet wide, and very thickly laid out with raven's feathers. And looks like a place where the ground has been cleared out. And Reginald, I assume you kind of hang back as the two Jericho and Derman walk forward towards those circles. And Davian speaks to you as the rain falls down in this, in my head, a very cool looking scene. Yeah.
I imagine, like, if there was a soundtrack for this moment, it would be the music from the new God of War, like as Kratos is going back to get the blades.
Oh yeah, it's
so it's just that slow, like, rhythmic chanting and stuff as we just walk forward.
Yes, is exactly what I'm picturing. It is like that. An amazing video game. If you have not played PS4 God of War, wait till I stream it, because I'm sure I'll stream it again.
Did you watch the thing about the voice actor doing the dad joke?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dead. All right. Anyways, I don't want to ruin the scene. So you guys are coming out there. The rain is falling down. Water is dripping off the leather cowls of all the ravens. All their hoods are up. Even the 3 young boys and the little girl that's being held by her mother and father, their hoods are up and their faces are without emotion as they watch you come forward, and the rain is just pooling and running off of their heads. And Davian stands there out in front a little bit, and he says, Jericho and Derman, have you changed your mind?
No.
I'm ready.
Very well. If you consent to the curse, please each of you kneel in the circle of raven's feathers that my family has provided for you.
Do it.
And as you kneel down, as he says, my family provided for you, the 3 grandsons like scratch at their arms a little bit, as if that reminds them of a feeling. And so he says, before you kneel, I ask that you would remove any clothing or weapons that may adorn your torsos.
I also do that.
Okay, so you guys...
Take 2 swords, my 2 crossbows, my jacket, my shirt, my leather armor.
Big ones.
Nice. Okay, so you guys both kneel down in the circle, shirtless. And Davian says, all right, we will allow the ceremony to begin. So he, as lightning flashes and the rain continues to pour down, he reaches out his hand into the night blackness towards you, and he pulls a what looks to be almost a ceremonial dagger from his cloak. And as the rain pools in his hand and it drips out from either side of it, he takes the knife and slides it across his hand to where the rain that's dripping off of it is now intermingled with the blood that is coming out of a deep wound he's created in his hand. And as that blood drips off, he grabs the knife with the hand that he's just wounded, and he does the same thing to his left hand. And he utters a few chants that you don't recognize, that you don't understand what he's saying as he does that. And now his hands, each one, have two rather deep wounds cut across them. And if you were to examine those hands, you would see several scars where he's done this many times before. And as the blood begins to run down his hands, he reaches them up, he bends them 90 degrees at the elbows, and he allows the blood to run from the middle of his hands down towards his elbows to where his hands are almost covered in his own blood, made to flow a little bit faster from the rain that's pouring down on them. His old face is wet, his gray hair is hanging to the side, his beard is dripping water, his silver mustache is wet, and water is flowing down his face. And he walks over to you, to the front of you, and he reaches out his hands towards both of you, one hand to one and one hand to the other, and he looks up to the sky a bit as his hood falls back off of his head, and the rain again pours down onto him, and he chants a few things into the sky that you don't understand, and he leans forward towards you and he says, "You must endure a small amount of pain for the curse to be transferred." And then he walks between the circles, and he says, "Please, will each of you cross your arms on the front of your chest?"
I'll do it.
Okay, so each of you have your arms crossed on the front of your chest, and he walks, between you with his hands held up to the sky again as the blood's running down him, and he turns backwards and you can hear him unsheath his knife again. And Derman, because you asked first, you hear him step into your raven's feather circle, and he grabs the blade and he cuts an 8-inch gash following your shoulder blades down the right and then down the back, and you take 8 points of damage for that. So now the blood is running down your fur as he's cut these gashes where it would seem that your wings would possibly be if there were wings on your back.
So, like, Reggie off on the sidelines, Reginald wants to shout some encouragement. Rose house down, boys!
Davian doesn't turn to you. The family remains pretty stoic in this moment. And Davian takes his hands and takes his blood-soaked hands and presses them onto and kind of into the wounds that he's created on your back. And as he does that, you can feel the magic stirring within you. It starts at these wounds on your back, and it wraps around your rib cage, and it goes up and covers your face and down and flows through your legs and over your feet. And you can feel the curse flowing through you, and it feels like there's a touch of harm, a touch of evil involved, but an overwhelming force of lawful good, of an unyielding devotion to what is just, what is fair in the world. And you feel that flow over you, and you still maintain that pain, and you're going to take 2 points of damage again as this happens. And Davian Martikov pulls his hands off of you, and he leans his head down and he says, "You are one of us now, a member of the Order of the Feather in full form." And he steps back away and out of your raven circle as he moves towards Jericho to do the very same thing. He takes his knife, unsheathes it, and he cuts 2 8-inch gashes on your back where your wings might go.
Davian, I swear I will pluck your feathers and roast you. Ow!
So you're going to take 8 damage for that. And then he's going to do the same thing. He's going to take his blood-soaked hands and he's going to press them on your wounds, and you'll feel the magic course into your wounds and around your rib cage and over your head and down through your legs, and you'll feel the unyielding force of things that are just and things that are fair in the world overcome you. with a touch of evil and a touch of curse, and the magic will, fill you up as he pulls his hands away from you, and you'll take another 2 damage, and he'll say, "You are now a member of the Order of the Feather, in full form." And he steps backwards, and he steps back between you. He walks over to his family. He pulls his hood back up with his bloody hands and arms, and he clasps his hands together, and he looks to the sky as the rain continues to pour, and he chants a few things again that you're unable to understand. And when he chants these things, the family responds with a very similar chant up to the sky as well. And he raises his arms as the rest of the family raise their arms towards you, and he says, "Welcome to each of you, Jericho and Durman, as full members, Were-Raven members of the Order of the Feather." And then he turns towards Reginald and he says, "Though not in full 100% form, we offer you the title of an honorary member of the Order of the Feather to Reginald as well. Welcome, and we thank you for the ways you have blessed us with your service."
I've got like the full like fist over the heart, just a very, very proud salute back to him. I feel honored.
Nice. So yeah, that he's done speaking for now. I don't know if you guys. He does tell you are welcome to stand. The process is complete.
I stand up.
I don't really want to move ever. Ow. I'm gonna like kind of slouch over and put my hands on the ground.
I want to come up and give him the big manly slap on the back. That wasn't so bad, was it?
Dermot, not Dermot. Reginald, I swear to God. Alright, I don't know what to do now.
That'd be up to
still
y'all.
there? It broke up a second.
I had
Nope,
to read
it's
something. I stand up and I say, "Thank you for the gift, for welcoming us into your family." And then I use channel divinity, preserve life, and that does something.
Okay.
That's 25 hit points gonna be restored to old me and me and what's his face?
Cherry Coke.
Very cool. So, total. So that would be it'd be 10 split between us. That's the best.
Okay.
Cool. That's plenty.
Do you give any to Davian, who wounded himself, or no?
Yeah, he can have the 5 remaining. Yeah,
Okay. His hands heal up, and he looks up and smiles at you, and he says, "Oh, our friendship is always paying off." So he does say, "Come, let us get inside. We do not have to be out in the rain all evening."
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm gonna like gather up my stuff. I'm not gonna bother to put it back on. I'm just gonna kind of throw my weapons into my jacket and wrap it up and kind of hobble inside.
Okay.
Yeah, the more inside, the better, I think. You see, the old hag's still out there somewhere. I want to catch up to Derman.
Okay.
Hey, Derman, you feeling all right?
I feel mostly the same. I must
Yeah,
say,
but the whole good thing is kind of a new concept for you.
well, no.
Yeah, I heard that.
Well, despite what Molly may think, and despite what my reputation says, I've always really hoped for doing good. I've always tried my best to help those in need. It doesn't always pan out. I suppose part of why I did this, after finding out, I didn't know at first, but part of why I did this was because the urge to do good would be stronger. Almost uncontrollable. Whether or not I agree with it, whether or not I think it's the right choice in the end, Seems to me that perhaps some greater power or deeper, more instinctive urge to do what is right will be in me and drive me forward. There are things in my past that would have been better had I had this curse when I was young, but such is life. We can't change what we've been through. We can only learn from it and better.
Good on you. Good on you, man. I'm very proud of you. I'm also intrigued by the fact that I don't have to worry about you possibly stabbing us in the back while we're sleeping at some point. So,
That's a word.
it's all good news all around.
Wait, I want you to answer the question. Was that something you worried about to begin with?
I don't know. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I mean, you always kind of seem to be a little on the darker side.
I was the one who saved you when we first met.
That is true. You make a good point there, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm glad that you've made a decision in the positive.
You think all of my other decisions have not been in the positive? Or are you literally saying that I've seen darker than others because my fur is black and my clothing is dark gray?
Reginald is actually genuinely confused at this point, but I think what I'm trying to say is I feel like you've made a decision for the better instead of having to kind of fight against one nature or another, and I'm proud of you.
That does make more sense.
I'm not always the best one with words, but I just wanted to say that I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of you. Yeah.
That means a lot to me. I want you to know that those questions were not meant to offend, and they certainly did not come from a place of hurt. They were just out of genuine curiosity.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I'm just glad that I'm glad you picked a side.
As you guys are having,
you've had a darker past.
As you guys are having this conversation, Stefania comes over there, and you haven't spoken with her much, but you know her well enough at this point. And she says, "And speaking of being proud, we have made a feast for us all to enjoy on this momentous evening. Come, join us in the kitchen."
That would be good. Keith, really quick, do you have like a write-up of what
Yes,
happens
sir.
now?
I'm about to give you a little RP on it, and then I'll explain completely in just a second.
Okay.
So is everybody sitting down to the feast?
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Jericho, you good?
Yep.
Coul.
I'm letting them have their character.
Gotcha. Well, they've
Yeah,
prepared.
I didn't mean to make your character feel uncomfortable. I was awkwardly trying to say I am proud towards your person.
No, that was
Oh, yeah,
exceptional, both of you. I
And
think.
also, you have to remember that the only thing you know about Derman is all the stuff I always say about him.
That's true.
Right. So, like, this is my only knowledge here.
Yeah.
We have not done much backstory for each other.
No, it hasn't really come up. We've been dying mostly.
We've been creating a lot of it here. But you guys all sit down at the big feast.
Disaster to another.
Yeah, honestly. It has been a
Striving for competence.
roller coaster of failure, or of fear. But you guys sit down at the old feast table, and Davian says to you, no doubt you have questions about what all will be going on with these curse, these new powers that you have been given. So come, let us eat some of this bread and drink some wine and enjoy some meat, and I will tell you a few things of what you can expect over the next few days and weeks, and then whenever you finally gain control over this curse. So before you is a smorgasbord of meats and cheeses and wines and breadies.
I'm going to dive right into that.
Cool. All right, so you guys are munching, and Davian says, I can tell you this. You may be thinking, when may I turn into a raven? It doesn't feel as though I could do it at will at this very moment. Well, you are correct. You could not transform into a raven at will. A raven at will, just yet. It will take you some time for you to be able to do it at will. For now, your transformations will occur, I will not say against your will, but your transformations will occur on their own time, and typically at a full moon. And after a few full moons of your transformation, you will be able to gain control and be able to do it more readily and at your own will. But it will take many, many years before you will be able to transform into a raven and back multiple times in a day without resting and truly considering and meditating on this power. Luckily for you, in Barovia, full moons come quite frequently, more so than it seems any other place I've heard of.
Like every other night.
So you will be able to have some good practice. Now, I cannot speak to your physical capabilities. I do not know where you started, so I have no idea if things have changed for you. But of course, you know as well that you are now bound to be a lawfully good actor in this universe, that you will not be able to choose to do the wrong thing, even if it makes you feel good, or even if it seems like the right thing at a certain time. But even this, with time, you will learn to accept, and you will learn to be able to move along with your life. Okay, if you guys are good with that stuff, I will tell you mechanically kind of what that looks like, okay?
Sounds good.
Alright, so your Raven transformation, you are unable to do it at will. I will let you know when it's going to happen to you the first time. Like whenever it happens to you, I'll let you know, is what I mean to say. Second of all, we talked about the lawful good thing. And then third, if your strength is not already 10, you may increase it to 10. If your dexterity is not already 15, you may increase it to 15. If your constitution is not already 11, you may increase it to 11. If your intelligence is not already 13, you may increase it to 13. If your wisdom is not already 15, you may increase it to 15. And if your charisma is...
Reginald should have taken that.
if your charisma is not already 14, you may increase it to 14.
No.
Right now, Reginald's just a charismatic stump.
Are you talking about my character stump or just a stump?
No, I forgot about stump. No, Reginald is like, he's strong, but he ain't got a whole lot behind the works.
Right. You still taking care of business, don't you worry about it.
Right.
Went up 1 and my charisma just went up 6.
Dang.
Wow.
Dang.
My strength went up 2 and my intelligence went up 3.
Not bad. That's a +1 on each of those for you, right?
No, strength was at 8, so now it's evened out.
I just mean that would be adding a +1 to your modifiers, or whatever they currently are,
yeah.
both of them.
Yeah, you're right.
So not a bad deal, right?
I ate a fictitious sandwich at a feast, and I'm wondering if I need to put these two into a sack so they don't lose control and fly off and end up like on the edge of the wilderness, and I have to go and hunt them back down.
That'll be the next 8 episodes. All right, so let me know. Go ahead.
For months.
I was just thinking today, we've been in this winery for so long.
Yeah,
right? I feel like we're getting it pretty well covered up, though.
I think so. What, do you guys have any further questions or anything else before we move along?
Hey, I'm good.
All right. Well,
I got old multi-call, just a moment of your time.
Absolutely. We have nothing but time this evening.
I had a question. It's been nagging at me here for a while now. ravens and the werewolves and all the wares out there? Does it work the other way around? Like if a bear gets bitten by a human man, does he become a were-dude?
I
A woman?
do not believe that is the case, Reginald. I believe it has to do. I believe lycanthropy is only a curse that humans can get. I do not believe it is a reverse way for animals. I do not believe a bear can be infected with lycanthropy and then become part human. But of course, I have not seen everything in the world, so it is possible an adventurer like yourself may prove me wrong one day.
So, and I want to like draw him close, like I'm trying to be quiet here. Now, this Strahd fella, now is he a human man, or was he a human man as well?
By all of our estimation and all the legends, Strahd is a vampire lord. He is more than a man, and we pray less than a god.
Right. And I'm rubbing at that spot on my neck where, like, episode 1, I got taken out by a wolf in the forest.
Yeah. As you lean forward and have this little conversation with Davian, everybody hears from the side of the room that's facing the front of the winery. You hear, "Grandfather? What's that, Grandfather?" And Davian says, "Excuse me. Need to check what Claudio is looking at." And he stands up and goes to the window. And everybody roll a perception check and let me know if you get a natural 20.
I can hear ding 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 ding.
I got the mighty 14.
Same thing, 14.
If you got a 20, I was going to say you hear.
Oh God!
Passive perception is 24.
Oh God!
Your what?
My passive perception is 24.
Good golly gravy gosh.
Power.
She's not sneaking. Davian says. He turns to the window and he says, or from the window he says, "Children, Stefania, Dag, take all the children to the cellar, lock yourselves in the secret room and stay warm. The rest of you to the front lawn with me. Derman, Jericho, and Reginald, it seems as though if you thought this was not your fight, it turns out it is. It is time to put that new curse to good use. Join me on the front lawn. We have a Babali saga to kill."
I'm already at the door.
As lightning flashes and backlights him, and behind him through the window you can see the red eyes of Baba Lysaga's skeleton vehicle coming down towards the winery from the tree line. What do you do?
Nice. I like that visual.
Can I take this moment to ensure that all my crossbows, well, both of my crossbows are loaded?
Yeah, I picture. Yeah, very good visual. All he has to do is say that, and you're checking to where you can lock and load. I like it.
I would like it to stealth away.
Okay. You want to stealth, like, kind of out front somewhere, or where are you stealthing to? You guys are in the kitchen that's on the second floor of the winery. And she's coming, but he's called you to go down to the front lawn, really.
What's the landscape of the lawn?
It's that one lane that comes down from the north, and it is kind of vines and stuff. So I'll go ahead and start drawing here. Hopefully we can complete this combat.
Do you have a square somewhere?
No, I don't. I'm about to make it.
Oh, we're gonna need some square happening.
I'm gonna take this time before we enter combat to cast Hail of Thorns on one of my crossbows.
I'll allow it.
Are there like objects or obstacles or things outside? Like,
your cart is definitely outside.
okay. Yeah, I guess I'd like to run under the cart because I got an 18 for stealth.
Okay, you will be successfully hidden in the cart. Alright, so what I'm drawing here on the Awe app, the blue block is going to be the winery that you may come out at the front of. 1 square for me is that large. We're going to call 1 square 30 feet. Baba, Big BL herself.
Baba.
Alright, so I need to change that, Bryce, because it's just too big for me to really deal with.
Can't they see the thing? Can't you just make a dot?
Yeah, but I just changed it for you. Or because you wrote a big long word.
No, I mean, like, can't you just make a dot wherever she is and people can look at the little key over to the side?
Oh.
Can they not see the key?
No, they can't. They couldn't see the key.
Okay.
Alright, Baba La Baba is flying down the lane. She's at the edge of our square. She's the big BL. You guys are, I guess everybody's going out to the porch, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so based on who I asked to join you guys down there, we're gonna have, so please forgive us for combat setup. Combat setup is always the most fun part of the Dungeon Boys podcast.
I look forward to it.
We got Adrian, who is Davian's eldest son. We have Dave, who is Dave. We have Elvir, who is Elvir, whom you know. And Stefania and Dag took the children to the basement. So you're joined by Adrian, Dave, and Elvir. We are going to set up the black square of the cart that is currently concealing Dermont. Dermont is going to be the green D. Reginald and Jericho, where are you guys going to be hanging out?
I'm hanging out kind of in that grouping of between like Dave and Elvir.
Okay.
Like I know Elvir is kind of solid in a fight, so I'm like, yeah, he's right behind me, but I'm right behind Dave because like this is his shot.
Perfect. Oh man, the font stuff. So let me tell you guys this. I really want to find a different app to do this drawing stuff in. The more we use,
there's that plus button at the bottom of the thing. I do wonder if we could get some D&D like decals where we can just like drop boulder, tree,
yeah,
house.
What we really should do, guys, is we should just do Roll20.
Honestly, Roll20 is great.
Yeah, it's a free. If we could get free accounts and it would be super easy. Which we're trying to set that up for next time. Yeah, we'll all be able to see it.
Let's set it up for next time.
Yep. For this time, we're going to be doing Awe app. And you know what I say whenever we use Awe app? I say, aw crap.
Got him.
Got him! Let's take... I need to remind myself of everybody's statties. We got Adrian, Davian, Elvir, Reginald, Dermond, and Jericho.
Every time you say Adrian, that reminds me of my first character. And I'm just like, wait a minute.
Adrian.
Oh, yeah, golly, that's a real throwback back to before we recorded anything. Adrian and his wonderful last name. Yeah. That boy knew how to rip a dick. With magic.
And spells.
Magic and spells, baby. You better watch
I still
out.
remember the what was it? The wooden orc.
Oh yeah, we had
yeah.
a Trojan goblin or a Trojan orc.
Flipping two birds.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna roll. Everybody, roll initiative for me. It's time.
Okay. Initiate initiative roll. 8.
17.
What was your flat roll, Reggie?
7. I just got a +1.
Okay, gotcha.
I have a +6 to mine, so I got a 23.
Okay. Elvir trying to get out in front. What'd you get, Jericho? You said 23?
Wait, why am I out front?
Jericho, what did you get?
Yeah, 23.
Okay, where did you want to be?
I wanted to go up to the roof, if that's a possibility.
Yeah, you found your way to the roof before this all started.
That's kind of cool.
Well, I'll be generous there. Derman, what was your roll?
17.
17.
Yes.
Gonna roll for Baba La Baba. Baba La Baba. Alright, so we got this person. And then this person. Nope. And then this person, then this person, then this person. And then... Oh dang, nope. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to do my maths.
It is still quite dark, correct?
It is very dark, still lightning and thundering, rain is pouring down out of doors.
That is a cool image.
Yes, it is.
Because I'm invisible to dark vision, but every time there's a flash of lightning, you can see me.
Yep.
I can imagine like the rain just kind of like hits your body and just runs off, but like we can't see you.
I think at this point it would kind of be like a really slow, like film reel projector of me. So every time there's a flash of light, you'll see me like in a different spot, but moving towards a goal.
That's awesome.
Alright guys, I got it set up. The first person in this order is going to be young Elvir to attack. Elvir,
23?
he rolled a nat 20.
Oh, dang.
Do it.
But at this point, he is going to go over and take cover behind. Well, he's not. He's going to use his turn to run or to dash to take cover behind the cart over there. Also, all these lines on the screen are vines. They will provide you with like a quarter cover or something. You know, they can be shot through, but they're hard to see you through. So we'll deal with that.
Okay.
But the only other obstacle out in front is going to be the cart that Derman is under and Elvir is now hiding behind. That means Jericho, it is your turn.
Cool. How far away is she?
She is...
Very, right?
Yes, so 30, 60,
30
90, 120. Multiply that by 2. 240, like 300 feet away.
Cool. I am going to cast the long stride spell
Okay.
on myself. Adds an extra 10 feet of movement.
Awesome.
And I can't cast a spell and do another spell as a bonus action, correct?
No, you cannot.
Right.
Okay then. I can't, like, even if it's a bonus action spell.
If you cast a bonus action spell, you can only cast a cantrip. Like, you can cast a bonus action spell, like Healing Word, and then you can cast a cantrip, but you can't cast a bonus action spell and then a spell with a casting time of 1 action.
Okay. Even if I do the action first?
Hmm.
Okay. Then
Well,
I will
I
just
mean-
do the...
Your action was Long Strider, or is Long Strider a bonus action?
Long Strider is an action. I was going to cast Hail of Thorns on my other crossbow as a bonus action.
I mean, rules is written, you can't do that, but I mean, Keith is always able to override.
I think we'll go rules as written on that one.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Didn't you already cast it on? Didn't you already cast Hail of Thorns on something?
I cast it on one of my crossbows. I have 2.
Okay, yeah. So you got one crossbow with it on. I'll say let's follow rules as written on that one. The one spell we'll have to do for now.
All right. I got 10 feet extra movement speed and 1 Hail of Thorns crossbow ready to go, and I'm going to stealth while I'm up here. And that's
Okay.
it.
Roll for stealth.
That's I think that's 26. That is in fact a 26.
Okay, you are hidden.
Ooh.
Sorry, I had one more thing. I needed to write down. Technically 3 total, but I had to go find him.
Josh, I don't know if you were told, but Ted had to go to the hospital today because that incision they made during his surgery was leaking.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. Mom just said they sent him home with some antibiotics, and that's all she knows right now.
Okay. Well, it seems like something that's kind of mild, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a surgery in a similar spot, and I kind of had the same thing going on there for a little bit. But
The ooze of camaraderie. Hopefully,
right.
Ted will be all right. But I'm sure if they just send him home with antibiotics, I'm sure things will probably be good. So just to let you guys know, Baba Lysaga is floating about 50 feet above the ground, in her skull, and she's floating there in her big skull. Just to remind viewers, just in case you don't remember what she looks like, she was on the screen the whole time for most of the episode so far, but this is what Baba Lysaga looks like. Dungeon Boys may refresh themselves in the Discord. It is now Dermon's turn.
Oh boy, what am I going to do?
She looked
How high
nasty.
The roof of this building is a solid 50 feet as well, so you're probably like staring right in her eyes
Okay.
just from far away.
I guess I'm just gonna wait. I'll ready an action.
Okay.
If she comes within, let's see, I gotta find out the range on this thing. I think it's, yeah, if she comes within 60 feet of me, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on her.
All right, boss. Much obliged. She is going to. It is her turn now. So she is going to come closer while shouting at you. She is going to do a little dash with that skull, and she can drive real fast in that skull. She can go bonk, and then another bonk. So she getting closer to you boys. Really, she's more like bonk right there. And she's gonna sell. You stole my stone! I can smell it on you! I had decided to kill you off slowly, but because of this you all die tonight. And then you hear a crack of thunder from behind her again. Apologies for any eardrums I destroyed with that. It is now Adrian's turn. Adrian is going to take his turn to dash shibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-shibba-dibba-bop up here, which means 30, 60, 90, 180. And Adrian is going to take his chances on trying to extend the range of his crossbow, and he's going to fire a couple bolts at old Baba Lysaga's skull. Trying to see if he
Which
can't.
one?
The big booty skull she's riding in. Going to see if he can't knock her out of that monstrosity. So you're going to roll with disadvantage on both his shots. Firing the first time. The first time, he's going to hit with his first one.
Nice.
He's going to, a crossbow bolt is going to stick into the skull. You guys see it. You can hear the crunch of the skull of this giant she's flying around in. And he's going to roll for damage on that. Nice. About 6 damage on that bad boy. A crack forms in the skull a little bit right where the bolt goes in, but it hasn't slowed down at all. He's going to fire another crossbow bolt with disadvantage, but this one sadly is going to sail right past Baba Lysaga, which he shouldn't have done, but I'm the DM and I accidentally gave him an action and a dash, and that's my fault. Won't happen again, maybe. But it's okay. If I make a mistake in your favor, we got to keep that mistake. So, Adrian is over there trying to, conceal himself behind the vines. It is now Reginald's turn.
All right. Realizing there's not a whole lot of talking that's probably going to go on in this situation, he's just got his spear and his shield out, and he just does the slam of the spear against the shield 3 times.
Nice. I like that. Right. In the rain, too, the rain flashing off of it, lightning in the background. That's a very cool image.
Taking the stance, getting ready.
Any amount of combat done in the pouring rain is infinitely cooler.
Always.
I like whenever you breathe out, the water droplets are taking the ride on the air, and every time you breathe out, it's like you're spitting a little bit of water out. So cool. It is now Dave's turn. Dave is going to follow his eldest son over in this direction. As he stays over this way, he calls out to Baba Lysaga and he says, "Yes, it seems our feud shall end this evening." As he rolls over there, almost drifted into Scottish with him by accident, but it's okay. Feud. It seems our feud will end this evening. I can't get it for some reason. When it comes to accents, like the first sentence I speak is hard. Russian. It seems our feud. Maybe feud is just a hard word. Okay, so he crosses over there after calling out to Baba Lysaga for this combat encounter. Knowing that there's no reasoning with this old wretch of a hag. It is now Elvir's turn again. I do need to look something up. Gotta check some stuff. Alright, so she's gonna travel over. She's just gonna no, that's not Baba Lysaga's turn. It's Elvir's turn. Elvir is going to, again with disadvantage, pop out from behind the wagon and fire off 2 crossbow bolts, rolling with disadvantage. The first one will hit. The second one, again, will not. So we're going to do another little bit of damage to that skull. Another crossbow bolt. This one just kind of glances off the side, but it chips a piece of the skull off as it goes. The sound of the Jetsons machine continues. It is Jericho's turn.
Ooh. Hang on.
It's fine. You can take your time. Take your time. I hate playing spellcasters, so I always forget what all they can do.
Weapon
They
attack
cast the spells.
and ranged weapon. Ranged weapon is under weapon attack, correct?
Yeah, I would say.
Next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack. All right, cool. I'm going to put ensnaring strike on my other crossbow.
Okay.
That will be another first level
So now you got 2 crossbows, both have ensnaring strike.
Yeah. No.
That's
One
pretty
ensnaring strike, 1 hail of thorns,
Oh yeah,
and I am long stratified.
Nice.
Nice.
And
Well
that was a
buffed.
bonus. Can I prepare an action?
Did you not just take an action?
That was a bonus action.
Oh, then yeah. Unless it's casting a spell, yeah.
It is going to be too long before she gets there. It'll be my turn again before she gets over here. I'll just let it go.
Okay.
Pass.
All right, passing along to Dermon.
Oh, let's see. So she's what? How far away from me would you say she is? Like 170-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
How big is each square?
Each square is 30 feet.
Aha.
I will stick with my readied action.
Okay, your same fire action.
Yes.
Okay, that means it is Babalisaga's turn. Babalisaga is going to roll her sexy little booty over this way. Boop. And then she gonna cast a spell. Let's see. 90, 120. She actually is not gonna cast a spell because she is too far away for spell casting, unless. Nope. She's not casting a spell. Alright, she's just moving closer to you. She's just rocketing towards you on her fearsome giant skull and her fearsome spell-casting fingers, and her long fingernails are out at the side, coursing with evil energy as the rain falls on her and drips off of her. And she shouts again, "Tonight is the night that the Order of the Feather perish!" She races towards you. That being said, it is Adrian's turn. Adrian is going to finish his movement to hide behind the vines, and he is again going to fire off 2 crossbows at old soul sister Babalasag.
Time you hear their voice, I feel the need to clear my throat.
Yeah, me too. It hurts. Alright, so there was a dice in the way that ruined that roll, meaning that it landed on his side. I'm going to roll again. This time he does not need to roll at disadvantage. So the first one's going to miss. And the second one's going to miss. So he runs over to the vines, but the exertion took his focus and he was unable to fire the 2 crossbow bolts to make them connect with Grandma Lasaga. Reginald, it is your turn, my friend.
All right. I am going to run towards Baba Lasaga.
All right, running straight at her.
Yep,
How
60
far?
feet.
Okay.
60 feet.
Taking her head on.
When I am running towards an enemy, because it's an orc thing, I have the aggressive thing, so I can actually move my movement speed also. So instead of 30, I move 60. That is it.
Oh, that's it. Okay, cool.
That's all I got on it. I don't do spells. I hit things.
Well, assuming that means you get a free dash, you could do an extra 30 feet, right?
I'm okay right this second.
Okay, just wondering if that's possible. Okay, so Reginald is there. It is now Dave's turn. Davian Martikov. He is going to dash again and hang out with his eldest son to do war against Baba Lasaga. He calls out to her, "Do your worst!" He calls to her as he gets behind the vines. Cycling back up, it is now Elvir's turn. Elvir again is going to pop out and shoot those 2 crossbow bolts. The first one is a hit. The second one is also a hit. Very good news. Gonna do another bit of damage to that thing. 2 crossbow bolts are now, or 3 total crossbow bolts are now sticking out of the edge of the skull that she is flying on. It is now Jericho's turn.
I'm just gonna pass. I'm just waiting on her to get closer.
Okay. Jericho passes. Derman.
Okay. Where the vertical lines on the left meet the horizontal lines. Yeah, I would like to. 30. I've got the feline talent thing. Feline agility. When you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of the turn. So basically like a free dash. So that gives me like 80 feet of movement. So I want to kind of move over in that direction as much as possible, like trying to get close to a vine, but still within 60 feet of her. Is that possible?
Within 60 feet? I don't know. So let's see. I'm going to move you 30, 60, and not quite 90 would be like right about here.
Sorry.
About as far as you can get.
Could I make it? I couldn't make it over to one of the vines. Okay. Well, how far away is she from there? About 90 feet, you said?
Yeah, about 90. So 30, 60, 90, yeah.
Okay. Well, then I will do a thing. I will cast.
I'll be right back. I can hear y'all.
Okay.
I will cast Guiding Bolt upon her. It's got a range of 120 feet.
Nice. Cast that Guiding Bolt. Let's see if it remains effective.
Alright. Make a range spell attack. Let's see. Ooh, I hope it's effective. That is the mighty 25.
25 to hit?
Yeah, not natural.
Oh, yeah, that will definitely hit.
Excellent. I'm just casting that with ye old first level spell slot.
Okay.
And that is 4d6 radiant damage, and the next attack roll has advantage. Made before the end of my next turn has advantage. So whoever first attack. So let me roll some damage.
Gives them good damage, 4d6s.
8. 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay.
And that's radiant damage as well.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. So you hit her with a guiding bolt. Your bolt fires and it hits the. I assume you're aiming for Babala Saga and not the skull.
Yeah, just straight Babala Saga.
Yep. So it nails her, and she's lit with this magic, and you can see her wince at the pain that is caused by it. As she continues to rocket towards you. And she calls out, "I see you have made some new friends!" That's the end of your turn, though?
Yeah.
Okay, that means it's her turn, old Babali Saga. What she's going to do is she is going to move down this way on her skull towards Dave and Adrian. And then she's going to cast right in front of her. She is going to cast a spell called Cloud Kill. Kind of really right there where you're
friendly.
Right there where you're at, Derman. It's kind of bad news. So she's going to create a 20-foot radius sphere of poisonous yellow-green fog centered on a point that she chooses within range. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that real quick. With a little bit of yellow. A 20-foot circle. She's going to choose... Oh, that's not correct. Circle is what I want. Going to be about like this here. So Derman, you're going to be living in it. She's putting it right there at the corner where anybody would kind of have to run through at this point for her to get to her. So Derman, let me see what's going to happen to you. It lasts for the duration. Duration is going to be up to 10 minutes. Concentration, of course, lasts for duration until strong wind disperses the fog. Its area is heavily obscured. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, that creature must make a Constitution saving throw. The creature takes an amount of damage, 5d8 poison damage on a failed save for half as much as on a successful one. Creatures are affected even if they hold their breath, don't need to breathe. The fog moves 10 feet away from you at the start of each of your turns, rolling along the surface of the ground. There you go. Okay, so that is there. I'm assuming that you will take some damage at the start of your next turn, Dermot.
More than likely, yeah.
But for now, you're technically unharmed as the cloud is created. And that is going to be the end of her turn. That means it's Adrian's turn. Adrian again is going to pop up over those vines, and because you did Guiding Bolt, his attack is going to have advantage, right?
Yeah.
The next attack he's going to roll with advantage. Luckily not luckily he did, because it didn't help. Sadly. Poor Adrian's having a rough time with those vines. But the second one will definitely hit. This crossbow bolt is going to drive directly into Baba Lysaga. It's going to hit her in her arm, and she's going to take some damage from that. And she grabs at the bolt and pulls it out and tosses it off the side of her skull and shrieks with a loud Shriek! It is now Reginald's turn.
All right. She's like 90 feet away still.
Yeah.
All right, seeing the fog that has appeared there, I am going to. I'm gonna still run in that same direction, kind of skirting around to the right of the fog cloud, kind of over there towards where Dermot is on the edge of it.
Okay. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You do that. Anything else?
That's it. Nobody's within smacking range. Actually, how far is she away right now?
Now, mind you, she is still 50 feet off the ground right now.
Right.
But she's
let's not break out the trigonometry, but roughly here.
Right, yeah, she's about. I'm not judging, her distance based on height at this point. So she's about 60 or 50 feet away from you right now.
60 or 50 feet away.
We'll call it 50. I mean.
Okay. I'm just kind of hanging out for a second.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. It is Dave's turn. Dave will finally pick up his crossbow and fire 2 bolts towards Baba Lysaga. He's also carrying a crossbow. He's going to roll 2. Both of his crossbow bolts are going to connect with Baba Lysaga's flesh, doing a hefty amount of damage.
While I'm thinking about it, did we all got there was some healing potions in that chest in Baba Lysaga's hut, right?
Oh boy.
I have got nothing out of the box so far, I believe.
Yeah, I haven't distributed any goods.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever is had, your boy Dermot has it.
I'm just bringing it up. Like, there was some in there. I don't know where they went, but there was some in there.
Yeah, I think there was only one, though. But yeah, I've got it on my item list.
Cool.
Swanky.
Cool. That's some schwanky right there, y'all. Get your schwanked on.
I think I still have one from when we found it at the place where we burnt down the big statue.
Oh, yeah.
Or no,
And
maybe
one
that's
chunk-
where I have mine from. I don't know. Either way.
Either way, it is Elvia's turn. Elvia is going to Elvia is going to transform into a raven right now. And Elvia is going to fly as close as he can to Baba Lysaga. He's going to make that
That's just showing
transformation.
off right there.
Then He's headed that way. Up there to old Babel of Sag. Baby Lee Sag. It is now Jericho's turn.
Still not close enough to pass.
Pass. Okay.
Just pass me until she gets closer.
I know. I mean, you're seeing the way things are set up. Hopefully she does get closer, but we'll see. It is.
If she doesn't on the next turn, I'll start moving in.
Up to you, brother man. Baba is gonna get closer to everybody. She's drawn in. She is close enough to everybody, and she can see behind. She can see over there behind the vines, Dave and Adrian both firing off, knowing that they are were-ravens whom she seems to hate with a great deal of fervor. She is going to do a little magic missile on them fools real quick. Which I'll remind myself. Magic missile never misses. And she's going to cast that a little bit higher spell slot, so she's going to send 5 magical darts of force damage directly at old Adrian, the big bad boy, the eldest son. So he's going to take a hefty little bit of damage as you see her put out her greasy fingers. Her greasy fingers, and from every finger a green slimy bit of force energy flies out from it and all collides with Elvir behind his vine. He takes a deep breath as he takes all those damages, and you hear Dave calling to his son, Adrian! As it is that's going to be her turn. It's now Adrian's turn. Adrian is going to stumble backward, but not too long, because he's still going to be able to pop out his crossbow and fire a couple of bolts. But Babala Saga now is so high up at this point, it's hard to see her, to hit her, so he's going to fire at the skull again. Unable to hit on his second shot, but his first shot does connect with the skull, doing a very good bit of damage. This arrow goes directly into the right eye of the skull, and you can see pieces of bone crack and fall out of that eye socket as the crossbow bolt hits in there. It is now Reginald's turn.
All right. We are within like 30 feet of range, I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Okay. I'm going to heft my spur.
Yeah.
And I'm going to chuck my spear that way.
Nice. You're going to try to hit the skull, or I would say, at this point, Babala Saga is so high up, she probably has some cover from the vehicle she's in. The skull has no cover, obviously, but it will be harder to hit Babala Saga. She'll have a little increased AC for this.
I mean, you could try, but it's a 26 to hit.
I just need you to choose what you're targeting.
I'm going, yeah, definitely Babala Saga.
Okay, you're going to hit her with a 26. Yeah, an impressive spear chuck
for the BL.
All right, go ahead.
All right, and it's a 12 of the damage.
Nice, man. That spear goes up there. That spear goes up there and slices a piece of her arm as she begins to bleed, and she shrieks back down at you. But I'm not going to do that. But your spear just, kind of continues traveling behind her a little bit. So your spear.
Can you let me know somewhere on the map where it lands?
Yeah, we're going to say the old spear has landed back there somewhere.
That's an impressive throw.
A 26, you freaking lasered that thing up there.
It had a
right.
vapor trail.
Yeah.
And then second attack, I'm grabbing one of my my hand axes off of my belt. I'm gonna chuck it at the skull.
All right, chuck it.
18 to hit.
That will hit the skull.
All right, and it is a 6 damage.
A 6 damage. Okay. You crack off a few pieces of that skull, but it still remains a flight.
Nice. Bonus action. I'm just grabbing my great axe now. Just have that ready.
Nice. Dave, or Davian's turn. He's gonna go to his son, and he's gonna hand his son a concoction he has in his pocket that Adrian is gonna drink and regain some HP back. He gave him a little potion to keep him healthy. He says, "Son, I need you to stay healthy." And it is now Elvir's turn. Elvir is going to continue his flight to try to get to Baba Lysaga. Caw. That makes it Jericho's turn.
Oh, she's in. Wait.
She's still too far away. All right. I'm getting off the roof.
Okay.
Down.
Roll an athletics check for me.
Yeah. That landed on top of my pin. Yeah. That is. It's base 16 plus something. Hang on. It's 19.
Yeah, you successfully climbed down off the roof.
Bryce, what was the thing from the last book? I got a fresh can of whoop ass, and I'm gonna pry it open.
But no, that dice, I rolled it, and it hopped up on top of my pin and laid inside the little pocket clip thing.
That's a creative way to say I rolled poorly and wanted to re-roll.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was definitely one facing up, but it was definitely on the pin, too.
I'm kidding. I trust you guys with your rolls as long as you trust me.
There is one among us, legendary, for fumbling the roll.
And who is that?
Aren't the dice always rolling off your desk?
Oh, I do that a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. You're right. Okay, that means it is Jericho. You do anything else with your turn?
Does that use up how much of my movement?
I say that uses up all your movement to get to the ground.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. That means it's Derman's turn. You will roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay, hang on. That's the mighty 14.
Mighty 14. What you said 14?
Yeah.
That will sadly not save, so you're about to take a heap.
I can take it.
Of poison damage.
Yeah, but it was a mighty 14. Doesn't the mighty count for anything?
No, sadly not.
I can
wow.
Alright, 23 damage. Derman.
Vomits.
Yeah, you take 23 damage worth of cloud damage. But the benefit for you is that the cloud is rolling along the ground. So the cloud will now you're now out of the cloud as it moves forward. But Baba Lysaga sees Elvir coming. And she's going to cast a little dinky spell on Elvir as he flies towards her with her hatred of...
Can I do that on my turn?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. That's my bad. Yeah, of course it's your turn. I was just moving that cloud and I was thinking it was hers. Go ahead, it's your turn.
Well, first of all, I'm going to cast upon myself a second level Cure Wounds, which means that I get... Oh, crap. I'm going to do a healing word, actually. My bad. It's 2d4. 2. 4. How does healing work? Yeah, it's long. spells. Okay, yes, so that's plus 6 plus number plus 3, 9, 11. Okay, so that's 11 Heelys that I get back. And then I slap a sacred flame upon her.
Okay. Wait, did you just cast 2 spells?
Yeah, but bonus action and then a cantrip.
Okay, gotcha. I forgot. Yeah. Cantrip. Go for it. I roll a dexterity save, right?
You indeed do.
Will.
She gains no benefit from cover from this spell.
Gotcha. Will 14 do it?
Will 14 do it? 14 matches.
Which means
We done meets it beats this time.
you said meets it beats it.
That's what you
Yeah,
sing
that
the
is
meets
what
it
we have.
song every time we play.
Yeah, that works. Meets it beats it.
That'll work.
So
That was rule.
she squiggles out of the way of the sacred flame, as she saw it coming with her magical power. She knows a thing or two about magic. She's been down the block, I guess. So she inches out of the way of the sacred flame. Is there anything else?
I guess meets it beats doesn't really. I don't know. I was thinking because it met her resistance, he beat her. I don't know.
Oh, well,
But it can be seen from either way.
if that's what you all assumed that you meant, then that's fine too.
We have gone from based on like the attacker. Was it? I don't know. Whatever you roll, I'm fine.
I just
Whatever you
forget.
roll,
So,
I'm fine with.
if a saving throw meets the
We've done if it meets AC, it beats AC.
right, but we're talking about DC now.
Yeah.
Let's Google it. Let's Google it. Compare the total equals or exceeds target number. The ability check, the attack roll, or saving throw is a success. Okay,
Right. Equals or exceeds.
Yeah, this says this answered on page 7 of the player's handbook. Compare the total to a target number. If the total equals or exceeds the target number, the ability check, attack roll, or saving throw is a success. So it sounds like, yeah, if the
meat has been beat.
it sounds like she beat your meat on that one, sadly.
That's fine.
All right, so she dodges out of the way. Will you do anything else for your turn?
Nay.
Nay. Well, she's seen Elvir coming, and she has an exceptional hatred for ravens and their were-raven folk, and so she's going to reach out her crusty finger and point at Elvir as he flies toward her, and you can see this crackling negative energy as she's backlit by a lightning bolt, and the rain pours down on all of your faces. You can see crackling black energy just course through her body and out her finger towards Elvir, who you know is now a raven. And he's gonna make a saving throw, as if his life depends upon it.
Because it do.
Because it frickin' do.
Is he within 5 feet of my person?
He is not.
Well, there you go.
He is far above you.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, you might not want to help the defense on this one. I'm gonna roll damage for him, and we're about to see what happens. So Elvir. Doing math in my head. You guys can talk if you want.
Don't sound good. It really don't sound good at this point, so. That's a lot of rolls, man.
Yep. It was a lot. Yeah, so Elvir just took 73 damage.
I vaguely remember a person who may have been named Elvir.
Yeah. Elvir just took 73 damage, which is enough to outright kill him. So Elvir, what you see is Baba Lysaga points her crusty finger at Elvir as he flies, and she fires off this bolt of energy that you can tell is extremely powerful and extremely evil and is more than you'd ever want to experience. And when it collides with Elvir, you see his raven body convulse, and then he turns back into a human and falls 50 feet to the ground, which really, at the end of the day, it wasn't the blast that maybe outright killed him. He also fell 50 feet flat on his back and head. He turns back into a human and falls that far and splats against the ground. Well, it's not a splat. His body thumps against the ground into the mud.
Ouch.
And Elvir is dead, like flat out dead. And you can hear from behind you and in front of you, Jericho, and behind you, the other two of you, you can hear Dave sobbing loudly as he calls out, "Elvir, my son!" As his son dies fighting this evil hag. It's now Adrian's turn. Adrian is also going to, in his rage, raven up and fly towards Baba Lysaga. So Adrian, now a raven, is headed up there as well. And it is now Reginald's turn.
All right. Seeing all this going on, she's still floating, right?
Yeah, she's still flying. She's way up there.
All right. Another hand axe coming this way.
Okay. Baba Lysaga or the skull?
Nothing with some reach. It's a 20 though. I'm headed for. I'm trying to get the skull. Like I'm.
Okay. You nailed the skull.
His rationale is if we can get her down, we can beat her.
Nice. We can get her down. We can dogpile her and just beat the crap out of her with our bare hands.
Right. If that's what it takes.
If that's what it takes. Yep.
Beat her to death with her own skull. There you go. It was a 20 to hit the skull.
Oh yeah, that'll hit big time.
Nice. It was an 8 damage.
All right. Good damage on the skull. Of course, Adrian also loudly weeping before he turns into a raven. Reginald, what else shall you do?
Is there anything else nearby that I can just pick up and chuck at it?
There's probably a rock down there if you want to pick up a rock.
I am out of projectiles.
We'll say if you nail her with a rock, I'll give you D4 damage.
It's a 15 to hit.
That'll hit. The skull, right? You're throwing for the skull again?
Yeah, going for the skull.
Yep, that'll hit the skull.
You know what? It's a whole 1 damage, but doggone it, I got that extra 1 point in.
Well, add your strength to it if you want.
Ooh, I can add some strength to it. Okay.
Just for fun,
5,
I guess.
So that's a 6.
All right, good amount of damage. Let's say you picked up a really big rock and hurled it at the skull.
It was actually the glowing rock that we risked our lives to get. But
it explodes. Strahd dies. It's over.
Right. He's not even here, and he dies.
He just dies. There are several large cracks formed underneath the bottom of this skull now.
All right. I am enraged, but I don't have anything else I can throw at this point. I'm looking around.
Okay.
End of turn.
All right, end of turn. That means it's Dave's turn. Dave is going to he's taking a turn. Dave is not able to stomach this loss right now. So he's gonna just kind of sob for this turn for a second. It is now nope, it's not his turn. it's Jericho's turn.
Does it look like she has to do anything to pilot this skull around? Like,
it looks like she's
it just move when she thinks.
It doesn't have a steering wheel. She's not using her hands to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna move towards her.
Okay. How far?
I got 40 feet of movement right now because of my long stride.
Okay.
And I'm still out of range for everything I can do, so I'm just gonna pass.
Let's see. 30, 60. You could shoot her.
Is it within 120 feet?
Yeah. You're probably right at the edge of that now.
Yeah, looks like the edge.
Yeah.
I'll shoot my hail of thorns one.
Fire!
Fire the acid magnet.
That's what it go? 24.
That'll hit, my friend.
Alright. That's 1d6 plus sneak attack damage, so it's 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 4 is 9 plus the hail of thorns is a d10. Another 8, so that's 17 damage.
Yikes, boy.
That's... her, and if her skull counts as another entity, it is within 5 feet, so it also, I can roll damage for it as well.
Yeah, roll that.
That's a 2.
All right.
Whole 2.
Okay. Nice. You did some good damage on that one for sure. She takes that arrow and as all the thorns and everything's hit her. But as she also cackles with satisfaction that she murdered one of your crew. Derman, your turn, my friend.
I am going to move over to Elvir. Corpse.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Revivify upon him.
You're going to cast Revivify on him, okay?
You touch a creature that
On
has
his
died
skid
within the
mark.
last minute. What?
On his skid mark.
On his skid mark. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute, that creature returns to life with 1 hit point. This spell can't return to life a creature that has died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts.
Okay. All right.
That's spicy.
Is that
on him?
a scroll or is that your spell?
That's my spell. I do have a scroll. Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's save that for later. And then I'm gonna pick him up, and I'm going to use my feline agility because I did not move the last turn, and I'm going to move him back as close to the wagon as possible.
Alright, so it'll take you about 20 feet to get to him, cast a spell, then do another, 60?
Yep.
Alright. You guys are almost back to the wagon. You are able to cast a spell on Elvir, and as you do it, the life returns to his eyes. You can feel his broken bones in your arms as you lift him up, and as you toss him over your back, you can feel that he just vomits up a belly full of blood on your back as he just coughs and gasps for breath with his 1 hit point. But he has returned from the other side through the power of your spell for sure. Alright, it's going to be Baba's turn. Baba is going to drop down here, and not satisfied that you would take her kill from her, she's going to move down in altitude, get closer to the ground with her skull because she senses that it may be not long for this world, and she is going to cast a spell on you, my friend.
How high off the ground is she now?
Probably 10 feet off the ground at this point. She is going to cast Lightning Bolt on you, Senor Dermon. So it is a 100-foot long and 5-foot wide blast. I guess it's going to hit you both. Blast from her in the direction that she chooses. The direction will be toward you. Each creature in that line must make a dexterity saving throw. And then we'll do damage if you fail.
Nat 20.
Nice, dude. Good dodge. Good
Not
dodge.
big. That's like the anime thing. Like I've got the bird in my hands, and she swoops down and shoots the lightning bolt, and then Dermot just disappears.
Yeah.
And like appears like
Gosh.
behind her. Like
And I guess if you somehow have Dermot on your back, or Elvir on your back, I can't. It doesn't seem like it seems like he would also dodge. I mean, he's gonna die anyway, again from this, but he definitely doesn't take the full amount of damage. So I'm gonna do some damage, but you're only gonna take half.
do it.
Did you give me the order of the
26 is the damage that you shall take. Nope, wrong, not correct. 13 is the damage you will take.
Oh boy, I thought 26 was half. I was like,
Nope.
holy crap.
No, 13. 13 is the damage you will take. What is that? What do you want, Jericho?
the initiative order?
Okay, because you're saying we probably want to shut her down and get back to it.
No, I just want to know the initiative order, but we can make it that reason as well.
No, so far it's been Elvir, Jericho, Derman, Baba, Adrian, Reginald, Dave. Cool?
Yeah.
Alright, so that amount of damage is going to cause Elvir to perish again on your back. So as you could feel him gasping for breath and gasping for life, but again on your back, he is now zapped back into unconsciousness, or deadness. You feel the life leave his body on your back, which is a shame. As she cackles and says, "Unlimited power!" It is now Adrian's turn, who is going to continue trying to run her down.
I've got something interesting to try. I hope it works, because if it does, it will be both funny and cool.
Okay. Reginald, it's your turn now.
All right, I am just getting
Hold on. Sorry, Adrian made it to her. I was thinking Baba Lysaga was over there with Derman. He's not. Adrian made it to Baba Lysaga, and he is going to peck at her head angrily.
There you go.
When it gets to Reginald's turn, I want to shout to him.
Okay.
Did she take pecking damage?
Yep. She's gonna take two pecking damage.
200 pecking damage.
Gonna take 4. Gonna take 9 pecking damage. Freaking pecking like a madman.
Good lord.
What a pecker.
Don't be such a little peckerhead. All right. She got a raven flying around her head now. It is now Reginald's turn.
All right, Reginald he is enraged. He is pissed off at what's going on, and he has just had enough of this BS. So he is about to rush in, but
Nope. If you're about to rush in, I don't need to say anything. If I see you rushing in, you do what you do.
oh, you had a cool thing you were going to do, though. I didn't want to mess up the cool.
No, that's what I need you to do the cool thing.
Nice. Okay,
Playing into
All
his
right.
hand.
I'm rushing in, great axe a-blazing.
All right. I'm doing my best to
Right.
try to. There we go. Try to move this thing.
It is
down.
a 25 to hit, mi amigo.
All right. You're gonna great axe that skull, I guess, because she's 10 feet off the ground. I feel like you're probably gonna have to great axe the skull if you want to get to her.
Heck yeah, let's do this pinata style.
You definitely hit it.
All right, and it is 16 damage.
Your great axe passes through the skull, shattering it underneath the weight of your blade. The skull
Nice.
shattered, and Baba Lysaga the hag falls 10 feet to the ground. She's going to roll a dex saving throw, landing much more gracefully than you would expect a hag to land. She lands like a dang samurai.
Second attack.
Yeah, right in front of you, ready to receive a second attack.
Okay, second attack. It was a 19 plus 8.
You hit her.
My crits are 19 and 20 because I'm
bother.
champion.
Oh bother for Baba the Saga.
So it is it is a 24 damage.
Ooh. Oh baby.
All right.
She takes a juicy hit right in the back. You just slice down, and you feel some bones shatter as you do that. As she shrieks in pain, very angry at you.
Nice. Thanks for coming after my friends. And I am just staying right on top of her.
All right.
Just like I am not backing down.
Dave is going to work his way that way, but he doesn't have enough movement to attack, but he's getting closer. As he's still upset about the death of his younger child. He's calling out to Adrian. He says, Adrian, I need your son, please. And then it's going to be Jericho's turn.
Cool. Unfortunately, my cool thing had to do with the skull, but it's okay, because that was still cool. I'm going to use my ensnaring strike crossbow now.
Shoot it.
And ensnaring strike her.
I gotta ask, what was the cool thing going to be?
I have 1 second level spell. I was gonna rush in there, and me and you and Adrian were all underneath her, and I was going to use the rope trick, and we could all climb up to the skull.
Nice.
Nice.
I love rope trick.
Rope trick is really one of the best spells ever.
Alright, I rolled a 26 to hit.
You definitely hit.
Sweet.
The crossbow bolt enters her body.
And next time you hit with a weapon attack, a writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact, and the target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the magical vines until the spell ends.
Does that affect me or Adrian?
No, only the target hit.
Oh, cool.
Will a 13 save?
That depends on what my thing is, which I do not know. A 13 is my spell DC, so whatever we did last time.
So she saves. The vines go to grab her, but again, with surprising strength, she rips them from the ground and they die in the air as she pulls them up.
Well, she still takes a damage.
Yep.
From the coral that entered her body. So that's 1 and another 1 plus my modifier. So 6 damage.
All right.
And I have an extra attack.
She has got a lot of blood on her right now. She is bleeding profusely. She is having a rough day.
Extra attack, firing again. That is a 15 plus 7 is 22 to hit.
22 to hit, that'll hit her.
Cool. That's a full 6 damage, plus 4 is another 10 damage. The crowd goes wild!
Wait, so total 10?
Total 10.
Total 10. Really not feeling it. That one passed like into a lung. That one definitely did not feel good. That means it is now Derman's turn, right?
I'm gonna move towards her.
Okay.
I'm going to use the scroll of Revivify that I got.
Okay.
Was Elvir dead outright this time?
He's dead.
Right.
He's also an NPC, so they just die.
Oh, okay.
So
I forgot about that.
I
NPCs
use that,
don't make saving rules.
and then I go to the other side of the cart and put him down.
All right. So while you're running with him, he dies again on your back, and you pull out the scroll, the Revivify scroll, and cast the spell again and again. He vomits blood all over your back. His bones crushed, his body broken. You can feel just the pain. But he does come back to life again.
I
Where's all the blood coming from?
Revivify brings it back. I lean him up against like the back of the cart and try to hide him a little bit, and I say, "Stop dying," and then I move around to the other side of the cart and face Baba Lysaga.
Gotcha. He looks at you. He says, "Oh, try." As he coughs up more blood on you. Back towards Baba Lysaga. All right. So what she's gonna do is really at this point kind of understanding that she is not long for the world, she is going to turn around and cast another lightning bolt towards Adrian and Reginald, hoping maybe she can at least take a Raven or a Reginald with her to the grave. So I'm going to need you guys, let me go find lightning bolt again. I need you guys to roll a dexterity saving throw, Reginald and Adrian.
It is a 7.
7. Ooh, neither of you are gonna save.
Can I? Adrian is like right there with me. Can I impose disadvantage on that?
It's a spell, so I don't know. You can't. So she's not doing it. She's not rolling. You guys are rolling dexterity, so I don't know if you can help him with his dexterity check. Because I think your help comes from shielding, right?
Right. Let me check real quick.
Okay. I'm gonna roll that beautiful bean footage damage for a moment.
If I remember right, because I'm having trouble finding it, it's an attack that would deal damage.
What is your skill called?
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. Because if it has to do with you shielding him from damage, I'm going to say the spirit of that skill probably wouldn't apply here to help him dodge this lightning bolt.
Use it if you have a shield equipped.
Yeah, I do have a shield equipped.
Yeah, he does have the shield. I remember I mentioned the shield earlier.
Yeah, but if you're saying that it's something that can't be blocked by a shield, then that makes sense to me.
No, it's not about not being able to be blocked by a shield. It's more of, I don't think he's going to be able to help Adrian have better dexterity by using his shield. But I am interested.
The way that it works is basically he's like right up on top of me, so I just boop and I move my shield in front of where he is, give him like extra cover, so he would get advantage.
Gotcha.
Are you using protection, Josh, from the fighting style?
Yes.
When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. Must be.
That's it.
Gotcha. So she's not doing an attack roll. So I think most literally we're not going to do the disadvantage. But also I'm looking at our map here, and he's probably a little bit over 5 feet away from you at this point. He's like pecking her head, but you did move to her, so he is 5 feet. But even still, I think if we're going to read that literally, I'm not going to give him the disadvantage on the or the advantage on the dexterity. Does that sound like the language? What's the group think?
Yeah, I can work with that. Yeah,
I agree.
Okay, all right, cool.
I forgot that he was a headpecker.
He was a headpecker. Sadly, hopefully none of us become a headpecker. So he is going to take a lot of damage, and he also, whenever the lightning bolt courses through his veins, he's going to take 31 damage. And Reginald, you too are going to take 31 damage from this lightning bolt. Adrian as well, trying to avenge the death of his brother, who he doesn't know is alive behind the cart. The lightning passes through his small raven body, and he transforms back into a human and flops onto the ground dead, just like his brother before him at the feet of Baba Lysaga. And Reginald, I don't know how much damage 31 is going to do for you.
I'm hanging in there.
Okay, so you're able to take it, fried though you may be.
A little bit crispy, but yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Okay, that means it is your turn.
All right.
How do you respond?
I am crispy yet pissed off at this point. So
I'm crisped off.
I am crisped off right now. I'm going in with the axe. It's a 17 to hit.
That's going to hit.
All right. I'll just add them up. So that's a 17, and the second one is a 13.
17 hits, 13 does not.
Okay, I'm gonna take that action surge and get in one more attack.
Or you could use your inspiration.
No, I'm good. I'll use the action surge because I get that one back after I rest.
Sounds good.
Also, the second one was a nat 20. So
yeah. Go ahead and tell me how you want her to be. I'm assuming roll your damage, but you can go ahead and be thinking about how you want to murder this lady.
Woo, okay. Damage on the first one is not great. It's 9.
Okay.
Damage on the second one is it's 14.
Total between the two, or?
No, it's a 14 and a 9.
All right.
And the other one was a miss.
You successfully, with 3 swipes of your axe, 1 missing, murder Baba Lysaga.
Nice. Going straight through the midsection.
Nice. So the first one, so what you do with this is you are so angry, you're like there's now lightning bolt lines that go down the wooden handle of your axe, and grabbing it with the heat still coursing through the blade and the wood, you swing the axe like Babe Ruth at the waist of Baba Lysaga. The first hit slicing all the way to her belly button, but unsatisfied with a killing blow such as that, you pull the axe back out and slice again, cleaving her torso from her legs as she falls like Darth Maul, not down a pit, but to the ground, and her head lay directly beside the young boy, or the young adult man that she murdered just now with a lightning bolt, and combat is over. You have murdered or killed Baba Lysaga.
I immediately run over to Adrian.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm gonna cast Revivify.
Lord, how many Revivifies you got, homie?
Well, I have 2 third-level spell slots,
there you go.
And I had the scroll, so
just
that's
enough.
It. No one else can die tonight.
All right.
You accidentally miss and you revivify Baba Lysaga.
She crawls towards you.
Would be pissed.
All right.
Roll.
You stand over Adrian's body and you cast the spell Revivify on him.
You've got to touch him. So I imagine that like Derman just runs over and like kind of falls to his knees and like slides forward over a few feet to him, and then just like pokes him in his chest, and then like the energy courses into him, kind of like a defibrillator, just kind of like.
So I understand Revivify as well. It's a 3rd level spell, which seems kind of low to like bring people back to life. Is there anything weird with like the effects?
Well, they have to. It
has to be within a minute. Okay, that's it. That's the catch. Oh yeah, so you definitely arrive within a minute. You barely get there, but you get there within a minute. After combat is over, you come running over there. You slide in and defibrillate him, and again, like it's whenever you pull your hand up, it's like your hand is a blood magnet pulling blood out of this man's chest as he coughs up blood. Davian, almost a complete emotional wreck. The light returns to his eyes for just a moment as he rushes towards his eldest son, who he believes is his only son left, because he's not sure whether Elvir yet lives or not. But that, as he runs over there and he weeps over his son's, crushed body, that is where we're going to end Dungeon Boys for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Ooh.
Bye.
We will get back to more Dungeon Boys next week, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. So our podcast listeners, thank you so much for hanging out. If you're listening to this on a podcast and there is a way for you to leave a review, we would love for you to do that. If you enjoy this podcast or this episode, there are a lot more that you can listen to. Mark seems to have been here for the whole time. Thank you for that. Mark is sending you all GGs. He's giving you all the good game.
Nice.
So, yeah.
He's still here.
Yep, good job. GG to Mark for still being here. But Dungeon Boys listeners, you can follow us on Twitter at Tank Media Games. You can join the Discord. If you go to Twitter, you can find a link to that or a link in the description of this podcast. We'd love to hang out with you and talk everything Dungeon Boys or D&D in the D&D or the Dungeon Boys channel there. But in the meantime, we would like for you to remember that we love you very, very much, and we will see you next time.
Bye. Doodles.
Later.
All right, guys. That's it. St. Beowulf says, great boss battle.
That was a nice, juicy little battle there at the end.
It was. I thought it went pretty well.
I like the visual of the dying 3 times between 2 people.
Yeah. That Revivify is a powerful tool. Which it's also really cool that it proved extremely useful that you found a scroll. Like,
yeah,
that man would have lost both his sons had you not gone rifling through her drawers.
Probably would have been best to wait till the end of combat, because we sometimes forget that combat almost never lasts a full minute.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
true
too.
Well, that one lasted over a minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they
They're like,
till much.
what?
They didn't die till like 3/4 of the way through combat.
That's true, but
That's true.
life clerics don't have much in the way of damage.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think everybody did a fine and dandy job. Old Baba Lysaga is dead though. Good job, guys.
I kind of want to go back and do the rope trick thing though.
We can't
Let's
redo.
retcon all of that.
Yeah.
That would have been cool though.
It would have been.
Oh yeah. You're not coming down. We're coming to you.
Open my bag and throw a rope into the air.
Oh man. Well, thank you guys, all you Twitch viewers, for being here. I clicked the eyeball earlier and there were like 7 people watching us play D&D, which is exceptionally high for normal. So thank you guys so much. Beowulf for being here, Mark and Hale and Zenas, whoever that is.
I don't know what that is. That's crazy.
Zenas tunes in with Hoopst has graced us with
again.
their presence this eve. We thank you guys for being here. Tomorrow morning will be Red Dead Redemption 2 with your boy me. Bring your cowboy guns and your cowboy hats. But in the meantime, we're going to send you to a thanks for watching card, and we will thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Of course, we love you as well very, very much.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye bye now.